on a sunny Saturday. Content creators on the screen, laser cuts and resin dreams. Watch the magic, all things keen. Nothing's ever what it seems. Live on YouTube, Twitch, they go. This is where the talents flow. Every Saturday, you know. Welcome to the Jerry Show. 3D printer singing loud, while the hosts, they make us proud. Inspiration is the crowd, creativity's unbowed. Resin molds and colors bright, laser beams that cut the night. Tune in for the brightest light, crops that take the highest light. On YouTube, Twitch, they go. This is where the talents flow. Every Saturday, you know. Welcome to the Jerry Show. To Twitch they go. This is where the talents flow. Every Saturday, you know. Welcome to the Jerry Show. Live on YouTube, Twitch, they go. This is where the talents flow. Every Saturday, you know. Welcome to the Jerry Show. Welcome to the Jerry Show. Welcome to the Jerry Show. Welcome to the Jerry Show, where the makers all display every print and painted glow on a sunny Saturday. Content creators on the screen, laser cuts and resin dreams. Watch the magic, all things keen. Nothing's ever what it seems. Live on YouTube, Twitch, they go. This is where the talents flow.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. And my dog is barking at me.
What is going on, everybody? Nikita, you're interrupting the show. Here, have a cracker. How is everybody doing? You'll have to bear with me today. I went to bed around 11:30. I drank a soda like 9 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night, and I literally didn't. I laid there and did nothing. Got back up at 3:30. Painted the wall in the living room. Took a shower. Made a YouTube video. Posted it. And I'm exhausted, but hopefully I'll get my second wind here in a little bit. What is going on? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We have a few people in the back room, and also I have a giveaway doc I put in chat, and on Twitch it'll pop up all the time, or it should pop up constantly. That's going to be for Polymaker. That way it's more fair, because I feel that when we do StreamYard all the time, the same people kind of win, and a lot of people think, well, I'm never going to win. Well, I'm going to, every week now, have a doc that you kind of fill it out, and then I just copy all the names, put them on the wheel of names. We spin the wheel, and I think that is it's a better way to do it. And then I can take, and then we go from there. Anyway, let's bring in the people in the back room, and we'll get going. Hey, Kenny, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? What's up? By the way,
Zach, what's up?
Oh, hello, guys.
Chivak over on the floor sounds kind of pissed.
Yeah, I put the helmet on. She wants to be an ass.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Travaka wants a cookie.
And yeah, as some of you might know, here, have another cracker. Here, have a cracker. I've been, for about the last 3 weeks, I've been posting 1 or 2 videos a day on TikTok. I'm trying to build up a presence. I don't know if we'll ever get anywhere, but at least I'm doing lots of posts and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I should have been doing that to YouTube Shorts, because I don't have very many YouTube Shorts. And then it dawned on me yesterday, every time I open my phone and I film something for a TikTok short and post it, close the app, go to my YouTube app, film the same thing, and post a YouTube short. So hopefully from now on, I'll get a YouTube short and a TikTok up every day, at least one, if not more, and I can try to grow the channels better that way. So hello, everybody in the chat. Guy the Jedi, Jose, Louise, Da Vinci, Delos Logos 3D Printing, Derek, hello. Zanny Maker Zach, which is on screen. Sergio, HVAC A to Z, hello, hello. And yes, I got another video out today on the helmet. I got some TikTok short, YouTube short, like a minute long. But then I have a longer video. I don't know how long the video is I posted today, but it explains the whole story behind the helmet and et cetera, et cetera. So please check it on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. So what is going on, my friends?
Came back from Renaissance Fair last weekend.
Oh, cool. How was that?
I was in full outfit for the absolute, like, whole time, both days, Saturday and Sunday. I wore full black. I was a plague doctor. I'll see if I can get some photos in. And Guy the Jedi, it is my main factory. He asked me too about where I get my models. They are Sordane. They rebranded. They used to be Arcane Minis. Sordane Publishing. That's the name of their models.
Does anybody ever get hurt playing too rough?
We could at the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
Actually, the one guy when he's because they do live steel combat, and he got his arm slashed open right here, and then he like got bandaged up and went back and like, oh yeah, I'm going to fight with a sword. And this guy is like 65. This was his last. He retired last week.
Yeah, I would. 65.
Well, my camera's too bright or something. I got a ring light on me, but it's real dim. I don't know why it looks so bright, but anyway. Yeah, I had a crazy thing happen to me yesterday.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I went to McDonald's to get my wife some food, sat in the drive-thru for like a half hour, and drove home, backed in my driveway, and as I backed in, I noticed all this antifreeze in the street. My truck, I thought I blew a radiator because that happened about a year ago, and I replaced it. So I popped the hood, can't tell what it is. Later that night, I went out there and I filled my truck full of water in an overflow bottle, let the engine run, and I wanted to fill it up and try to figure out where the leak's coming from. And then I noticed that it's leaking back by the transmission. I'm thinking, oh God, it better not be a freeze plug, because that's major hell. And then I come to realize that the heater hoses that go through the firewall to the radiator for the heater, I can't think what you call it. Anyway, it's not a metal line that sticks out. It's plastic. On older vehicles, your heater line back in the 70s, 60s, whenever, would go straight over the brass fitting, and you put a hose clamp on it. While in the newer vehicles, and my truck's a 2001, so it's not that new, there are two different sizes. Coming out of the firewall is a bigger size than the hose is a smaller size. So they got a stupid plastic fitting with a plastic clip that snaps in place, and that's where it snapped. So in other words, pretty much any and all new vehicles, you could be on the road anywhere, have that brake on you. I guess it's a common problem. And now you're stranded because you can't do roadside fix on it. So luckily it happened to my driveway.
I put a middle coupling in there.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry.
A titanium one that doesn't deteriorate.
JRB Custom, hello. Hello, Amanda. Yeah, 3D printing a new one. You know, one thing about living in Vegas, every time anything breaks on my truck, a car, or somebody's house, whatever it is, it's always because it's plastic. I'm very serious. No matter what goes wrong, you can always say, well, it's plastic. That's why it happened. And that's true 9 out of 10 times because it was plastic. And why did they do that? They did that so it'd break and you'd, hey, Dave Gatton, how you doing, my friend? They did that so you'd have to replace parts, they'd get money, tow trucks would make money, et cetera, et cetera. They could have left it the way it was back in the day and it would never go out, never break. But no, we got to make it out of plastic. Yeah, dry heat. What's cool about dry heat, as you've heard before, you walk out in the front yard, it's hotter than hell. Walk in the garage, even though with the door up, you're in the shade, it's hot, but you're not sweating. If you go back east where you have humidity, which I'm not accustomed to that, you'll be sopping wet in the shade. So that don't happen here. Yep, and I've been up all night, no sleep. Kenny had to remind me, hey, you got 5 minutes. I said, for what? He said, you go live. I'm like, huh? I'm like a zombie at the moment, so trying to wake up. Oh, we got Clint. Go ahead.
He's getting there. Not done
That's
yet.
cool. 150% scaling. Looks like he's about 13 or 14 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm so excited to see that completed.
Well, here's what I got to show. Here's Brandon Lee. The Crow. Let's see.
I love that.
I have to fill the seams and everything in before I can prime him and start painting him. But yeah, he's cool. And that's at 100% scale as it was designed.
You know, you should print that life size and just have that as a statue in your like front yard.
Somebody would steal it, or they'd steal it or break it because it's plastic. Well, it's resin, but type of plastic.
Yeah, I mean, resin isn't exactly any more stronger than.
And then I got 4 rolls of pan chroma in the mail. I've got orange, green, magenta, and I think lime. And you know what? Which Sith Lord Brit was talking about, it does not say PLA on it. So I don't know what it is. It does not say PLA on it.
Is that the Starlight?
No, it's a neon.
It's neon.
Pan chroma neon. They have 6 colors. They're added 2, so I ordered one of each of the 4 they had remaining.
Yeah. Yep, I understand that fully. I have their Starlight series.
Okay.
And, I mean, look at these bottles. They are so light.
Yeah. Well, you got pan chroma too. Yeah, here's the same box.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I've seen any other company put as much detail into their box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus,
If I'm
then
building a company, I wouldn't even label the box. Just have a piece of paper inside of it with recommended print temps. Oh, that's coming along nice.
yeah. And plus, I got another batch of I can print 120 a day. So
Cool.
Gotta take those down to Vegas and try, huh?
Yeah.
and if it was around here, it'd be blue chip or
Hey, Montana Maker, how you doing today?
No, you know those chips. They know the weight. They know everything. I mean, there's tricks to those chips.
but yeah.
All right.
I know.
You blacked out for a minute.
Oh, I cover my camera whenever I have a swig, so that way.
You mean like what I'm doing and he's doing? Don't worry about it.
It's not a swig of water though.
Oh, alcohol?
Yep.
So, we're
I know, but YouTube may be like, oh.
yeah.
I got the replacement parts for my truck coming off Amazon because 2 auto parts stores in town didn't have them, which seems odd to me. But they looked them up. They couldn't find them, so I ordered them off Amazon. I didn't get the antifreeze off Amazon. They want too much. So I was going to run down the AutoZone this morning and take my wife's car. She has a 2003 Mercedes-Benz CLK 350 or whatever. I leave the battery disconnected because it's a backup vehicle and we drive it once or twice a year. If I leave the battery in the trunk hooked up, it'll go dead, obviously. So I hooked up the battery. I jumped in the car, cranked it. It has under a quarter of a tank and the light is on, but it's not empty, but I couldn't get it started. And I tried and I tried and I tried. I couldn't get it to fire. And we had the car for years. Every time I've ever hooked up the battery in the past, it always fires right up. So it's probably just too low on gas. I got a slight grade on my driveway. It's probably the fuel pump's not picking it up. So tomorrow when I get my truck fixed, I'm going to fill it up full of water. I'll drive down to the auto parts store, get gas from a gas can and fill my truck up. Then I can come back, fill her, put 5 gallons in her car. I'll take out the bottom radiator plug, drain the water out of my radiator, put it back in, add antifreeze, and be done with it. And Kenny already heard all this, so he's shaking his head like, yeah, I already know that. the people listening that don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it could be old gas. I don't know. I drove it back in Mays last time I drove it and went and got it smogged. I mean, you smog that car, you got to drive it like 125 miles before you can smog it over a period of like a week. And then we park it, disconnect the battery. She doesn't ever go anywhere and drive it. We always take my truck. But I don't want to sell the car for times like this when my truck is randomly down, then I have the car to drive. But this time the battery wouldn't start. So, but thank God it wasn't dead. So.
And just like that, back to 3D printing and lasers work. Here we go.
Yes. And we'll talk about oh, Zach is sharing something. Here we go.
Yeah, here's part of my cosplay that I did for the show, for the event. I paid $15 to get in, and people were giving me tips, even though I didn't have the tip sign. I literally, it paid for itself, me going there.
What's that got to do with Renaissance? What's that got to do with Renaissance?
Plague docs are 1610 bubonic plague.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought you'd be like a knight or a knave or a tax collector or.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Chico Laser Creations popping in. Hello, how you doing today?
Let's get this down. Let's invite him in.
But
how you doing, my friend?
I mean, Zach,
glad to meet you. How's it going?
Zach, it is a cool outfit. It's just we have them here in Vegas too. You know, Renaissance Fair. I think about October, and I never seen anything like that. That's what I was getting at. So it is a cool outfit, though.
How hot is that, man?
Chico Laser, what's your first name?
My first name is Maurice.
Maurice?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, Maurice. All right. I don't want to call you Chico Lasers. Maurice, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hey, guys. My name is Maurice. I am the owner of Chico Laser. And I very much Chico Laser is a small business dedicated to laser engraving and also to the creation of laser accessories. So out of the Bay Area in California, and happy to be here.
Well, thank you for stopping in. I didn't get any sleep all night. I couldn't sleep, so I just stayed up, done a video this morning, painted my part of my living room, and yeah, I'm a zombie right now.
Holy moly!
My little butt hurts.
Yeah, Kenny has a LaserMatic Mark II like I do behind him. He has a fiber laser from Pascal, 100 watt, and then he has a big Omtech. What's your Omtech? How big is that? CO2? 120?
It's a 130 watt. No, I haven't seen it in so long. I forgot.
Yeah,
it's 130 watt. Yeah,
he can do full sheets of plywood. Not half
like
of the time.
Half.
Yeah,
half sheet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the 900 and 1390.
All right. Okay. I want. Yeah. It's the. I don't know. Because I'm getting like Jerry. Okay. I want to tell everybody, what I went through this last week. Okay. For 2 weeks, I've been hell bent on getting, pardon me, an RV trailer. Because I want to go places. And next month we're going, or which is like what, tomorrow we're going to Utah to a friend that retired out there that used to live out there and work for Pods. Anyways, we're going out to his property because he just got his house delivered. So I did pick one up Thursday, and it was in Cottonwood, Arizona, which is approximately almost 275 to 300 miles. And I actually went through Jerome, Sedona, and all that. Got it, and then brought it back all in the same day. You want to talk about tired Thursday night, or like what he's talking about? I was beat. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I drove about 600 miles Thursday getting that RV. And
Yeah.
you would think in Las Vegas I could get one local? No, either too old, too much, too small for my fat ass. Excuse my expression. They just sold it, So because I had a couple deals where I got the money together, he knew I was working on it. Oh, I just sold it 10 minutes ago. I'm like, son of a. So I went through that too. But I found this other one, great shape. It's a 26-footer, got everything. They took care of it, electric jack, so I don't have to do the little like that to level it. Got everything. And it's got electric thing so I don't have to do like that to take it off my truck. It's electric.
Yeah, Patrick, Light Source Engraving, he's working today. He's in chat right here. Patrick, Tico Lasers popped in, and he's a partner with Pascal also and has the same RF laser that I have.
Yeah, I do have a couple of lasers from Pascal. I have the RF, I have a Galbo CO2, and a fiber from him. Talking about Pascal, Pascal is going to be here in the U.S. 10 days or so.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
So we're going to be down in L.A. There's a trade show there. I think it's the 11th through the 13th. And he's bringing a bunch of his machines in there. So it's going to be fun.
Cool. You got to get him to try to convince him to come to Vegas and eat and gamble and see a show, and I can meet him.
Absolutely, right? We should just drive from there up to Vegas. It's not that far.
First I've heard, why is that the first I've heard about that?
Yeah. So
I haven't seen anything on Facebook that he's coming here.
Which show? Which show in California?
It's called China Home Life, and it has a bunch of different Chinese distributors and companies who come in there, show off their stuff. I think there are going to be about 3 different laser companies, including Haotian. And after that, you will find pretty much anything electronics and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like your video you did this morning about the lenses.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't comment on it yet, but I was watching it on my TV, and I gave you a thumbs up on my TV.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And I have another video coming up about, remember what you did the other day, that we were discussing the aligning or squaring the honeycomb and the table of the laser. I came out with a pretty good idea. Just cool. We'll upload it probably today.
Yeah, I wanted to drill it, and I'm thinking, you know what? I have all this wood materials in my garage. The wood works perfect, so I'm going to leave the wood. Just drop it and go.
No, I remember I had drilled the little holes and stuff like that, so I completely changed that. No drilling, no nothing. Just set in place.
You made a comment at the end of one of your videos. I don't remember if it was the one you just did or the one before that. But you're talking about replacing the power supply. You said these are like 20 years old. I'm thinking, how could they be 20 years old? They can't be that old.
Sorry. That was I just replaced. I just updated that video. What happened was that I was editing and throwing in there a bunch of different clips that I had and kind of stitching them together. and one from a different machine just got in.
Yeah.
got
Well,
in
that happened
there.
right at the end. I'm thinking, did I just jump into another video? Where did that come
Yeah,
from?
yeah. That was my bad, man.
Okay.
I just updated that video because, you know, I was going through all the clips, and then somebody else said something, and I just went in, double checked the one in YouTube, and I'm like, holy moly! So that's confusing.
I was having trouble when I done a big slime on my CO2, the cross of the Lord's Prayer. I tried 3 times. The right side wasn't burning, and it didn't dawn on me until I seen another video and somebody mentioned it, that when the mirror is further away, obviously it's gonna lose intensity, not as powerful. So when you do a test over here on the left, you should maybe do a test in the middle, the right. That way you can average out what your power and speed needs to be. Otherwise, you're going to keep running material and it's not going to cut all the way through. Because if you move it on your bed to look at it and you go, okay, it's through, but then you pick it up, well, now you moved it. And if your honeycomb moves, there's no way you can set it back down exactly unless the honeycomb don't move and you got it up against an edge, then you can recut it. So,
well, there's a way kind of trying to get it again, and basically it's, you know, you kind of find 2 points that are kind of reference points, and then you can do the cut and print from library. And you know, it happened to me a couple of times where I picked up the piece, and they had, you know, place like you were describing, that it's not cut all the way through. So it's like, okay, now I'm screwed.
I think Library just came out with a new version yesterday, the day before. I haven't downloaded it, but a lot of cool features. I've seen a couple of people talking about it.
Yeah, it has the cut feature. It seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. Right now it's in the beta version, so looking forward to that.
Here, I got a few pictures I can show you here. Here's my 2 dogs. I always usually throw them into my videos. Here's a model I did for my son a couple of years ago, a Spawn model. That's 3D printed.
That's incredible, man.
That is out of control, man.
That's when I got married. I'm not really, anyway, never mind. I got 3 or 4 starships hanging above my head.
Damn.
And there's one of my CNCs in the garage I've rearranged. I got 2 small ones out there now. Let's see. Okay, that's an old picture.
What was that? That's the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, that's laser cut.
Oh, yep. Laser cut.
And a butterfly out of basswood, 3 millimeter.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, they're really fun to. They're fun to glue together too.
What is that?
And if Yoda lived in Las Vegas where there's buffets, here's his picture, Yoda. Okay, that's when I had both LaserMatics. I got rid of one of my. I have a 10/20 watt right now. I got rid of the 10 watt. Let's see. Yeah, there's my 60 watt fiber. That's when my alien, I was putting it together, and there's Paul the alien. He's pointing up to his planet, if that offends anybody. Where are we at? There's another angle of my hobby room. That's when I first got done with Alien. It took like 35 rolls of filament.
Damn.
Man, I love that alien, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how big he is. I put him on a rolling base so I can move it around. And then I had to cut down part of my rack and my table where the printers are to push him back up in the corner.
Yeah, Jerry's 4'7", so just so you know.
I'm 5'8". There's another angle.
So that took 35 rolls of filament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All depending on your infill and your layer thickness and, you know, and support, stuff like that. But yeah. Polymaker sponsored it, so I didn't have to pay for it. And then Luban had it on their page for a week. I used Luban software to cut it up.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Here's some really cool pictures I did, a bunch of them on the fiber. Those, it took me a long time to figure it out, but once I got the thing dialed in, those are so perfect. It's just crazy how good those look.
What
Those are
those?
the aluminum cards.
Yeah, metal business cards are high glossy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Pascal. I posted that on his group and on my group. He sent me the file, and then I cut it out of wood, and then it took me forever to size up the picture, and I printed it on my inkjet printer, and I glued it to the cardboard, trying to get the size right.
Oh man, Jerry, can you send me that file for Pascal for the mini Pascal?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll do it here in a second. I had my neighbor help me. Let's see, no, my son helped me bring it in the house on end, and that thing was heavier than a son of a blankety blank. I had it on a furniture dolly, and then I just tipped it over onto the table that's sticking out. Then we lifted it up on the table, and then I got my next door neighbor, gave him $5 or $10 to come over and help me set it down in this smaller stand, because that thing is extremely. It's like 220 pounds.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
It's extremely heavy. Even if I was still working, I was in shape. So I retired 11 years ago from construction, and then I got fat and lost all my muscle basically in the last 11 years. So I'm strong, but not as strong as I was.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
do you build that stand for the RF?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, 4x4s, or you can use 2x4s plywood. Real simple. I've got all my tables everywhere around here. I build the same way.
Cool.
I just kind of figured out about how high do I want it. I got them on casters, and I can roll it around. If I ever need to do anything full sheet or run it through, I can just roll it.
I was exactly in the same place, trying to figure out where to put it. And for the longest time, I had it on top of the crate. Then it came in, and this past week, finally, I did something about it. And I found on the marketplace on Facebook it's kind of a media table, but it worked absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah, originally I was going to put it in my garage, and I have an insulated garage, but I don't have an air conditioner out there, and it's just too hot. I don't want to be out in the garage in the heat and have fans running, so I figured I got to bring it in the house.
Yeah.
But when I was doing clear plexiglass, oh my God, that stinks. Even though I'm exhausting, it's still a lot of the vapors still come out of the machine, and you can breathe it. So the first thing I did was Google how toxic is it, and it's not that toxic other than it might bother your throat. And it smells like you're going to die, basically. It's that really strong, as you know. So the next time I used it, I closed my slider, I opened the back door, and I had a fan in the room. So even though I'm exhausting it, I got a fan blowing all the air out of there. Yeah. Because I have a patio underneath my house, so it's built that way. Right next to me, I got a sliding glass door. You walk outside, and you're underneath the house on a patio. I put a wall up and enclosed that. And then I put another door in with a doggy door. So then I put my lasers and stuff in that other room. That's why when you see pictures, you'll see stucco in that room, because it was outside.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go to private chat. I got it right here in private chat. No, what happened? Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Why didn't it paste? It's a PDF file. It should let me paste it. It's not. I'll put your email in private chat, and I'll just email it to you.
Cool. That sounds good. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's on my Facebook group and under files, and it's also on Pascal's group under files.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't know that he had put it there, so I did it for him.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. I can get it from there then.
It's called Pascal Cut and Print.
Okay.
But if you drop the file on Lightburn, then it's a cartoon body on a real head, and it looks real funny. But if you just print it out on your printer, you got to try to figure out how big to make it and size it up to try to get it to fit the wood.
All right.
So,
good to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Zach from Zachary 3D Prints. Hey, Zach.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, my friend?
How is everybody doing?
Pretty good. We got a new person dropping in, Tico Lasers above you.
Yeah, I know the other Zach. Tico Laser Laser Creation. Ooh. More engraving people. Laser. Pew pew.
That's it.
All right.
Cool.
I got a short video, Tico, of my ohm tech out in the garage.
Oh,
You ready?
cool.
Turn me on.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you got a remote camera in your other room?
Nice.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think that has to be like, I think it's 900 by 1300 millimeters.
And I think Kenny told me that he heard on OnTech web Facebook group that the autofocus on those don't work that well. But I know that on the one that I have, it works great from Pascal.
Yeah, so the one from the OmTech is different than the one from Pascal and the RF. Completely different system,
Hey, Pete.
and it's more kind of an electronic than mechanical, like the one in Pascal's. And they tend to go bad sometimes. And the problem with that is then they will crash the table into the gantry.
And I got a remote for that. Like,
Nice.
What I'm currently doing on the 460s, I'm leaving the inside fan as a push-pull type setup.
all
So I
right.
got my AC Infinity and across the room, and then I have the one that's in the machine pushing, the other one's pulling. I don't know if that is working properly. I might have to take it out and just pull. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
I think, Jerry, I think based on what I tested, the E-line fan pulls faster than what the fan that comes with the laser can turn. So basically, the little fan in the laser gets in the way of the E-line
It's
fan be able
restricting
to.
it. Okay.
Exactly. So
All right. I'll take it out.
I posted a video on how to take it out. Super simple.
Yeah, I've seen that and how you wired. I like that.
Yeah. So if you do that, it would just become a lot more efficient.
The only downfall I think on the whole laser that I don't like is that there's not doors we can just turn a lever and easily open it. You got to unscrew everything. But I noticed you put magnets on it. Once you unscrew it, put a magnet. But it's kind of a pain because when I first got it, it's okay. Let's check this out. Oh, wait a minute. I got to unscrew everything. They don't want you in the machine.
Yeah. No, that was one of those things, like I told Pascal since I got it. I said, what we were thinking here, because most of these doors need to be accessed at some point or another. So it really is a pain in the rear.
Oh, and here's a video I just did, which I think everybody but Tico Laser's seen it. I got a TikTok on it. I got a YouTube short. And then I just put out another video. I got a Star Wars helmet. Ever since I've been in 3D printing since 2017, I always wanted a Stormtrooper helmet. Well, I wanted to make one multicolor.
That is so
Adidas
amazing.
multicolor.
Damn, that's a big helmet.
That's Layerworks filament from Trevor, Navarre 3D. And I put the video out on explaining all the details about it. But do3d.com, they had free files and then they got pay files. Well, a couple of years ago, this was a free file that's no longer on their site. Because I went back to double check if they still have this listed. They don't even have it for sale or free. So I guess they pulled it out of their, what they're giving away. But I found the picture on my hard drive where it said, I showed a picture of it and said it was from Do3D. Do3D.com, do3d.com.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I made it 110%, so it fits my big head.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
No. Keep it on. Keep it on. You look better.
I just got to put a piece of foam on the top. That way, it stops at eye level, basically. But yeah, it came out really good. And I printed that on the Sobel SVO8.
That's pretty cool.
So you actually got yours dialed in now. That's good.
No, I don't. I can't get the Ziltech PET G to print on it. Had nothing but problems. It depends on the filament. Some prints great, and other ones I got to try to dial it in. And then if I can't figure it out, I move on to the filament. Derek, I'm looking for your Hulk picture on my hard drive so I can show him. Derek and Chad in the UK done a Hulk that's 8'7" tall. Took him 3 months to print 54 rolls of filament.
Wow.
and then he weather treated it so it could hopefully withstand the weather outside. The man he sold it to put it outside, which isn't good. But looking for the picture now.
He's the one that paid for it.
Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah, Derek, send me the picture again. Because I don't have it. Light Source Engraving, thank you very much for resubscribing and becoming a member. Member for 10 months now. Thank you very much, my friend.
Who is that?
And I'm streaming on Twitch. That's why you see the parachute guy dropping there. But people on Twitch are watching.
just missed it.
Yeah. If you do bang drop and chat, then anybody can drop.
On Twitch side.
Well, if you're on Twitch, that is, yeah. Hey, Stephen Poole, how you doing today?
Hey, Jerry, just a question. When you started the live stream, did you also had the message for the ads?
Huh?
To have
I seen something. I just clicked it off. I didn't even read it.
Yeah, because yesterday I also saw the message and I was like, yeah, okay, everybody will get ads, no problem. I mean, I don't care. But today I figured out that nobody got any ads, so also no revenue. So I'm also checking here your live stream on YouTube. I don't know for sure if there are going to be ads.
Well, I know on Twitch there's commercials, and on YouTube videos there's commercials. But I'm assuming live streams on YouTube have them too. Chat, people on YouTube, have you ever got a commercial during a live stream on YouTube? I'm sure you have, but maybe not.
No, because normally last week or the week before, during live streams, you see that sometimes you see that an ad is going to be added into the stream. Some people will see them, some people don't. But now I didn't get any message, only for that one that there was a little change there, but nobody got any ads.
Here's a picture on Facebook. Derek's Hulk in the UK. It's 8'7" tall, 56 rolls of filament.
Man, that is crazy.
That's bigger than my alien.
Every time I see that, I'm like flabbergasted. I want to build bigger.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing I've built is the tavern.
Well, anyway, what I was saying, I normally use Streamyard for giveaways, but I don't think Streamyard is fair because there's been too many weeks where it's repeatedly picking certain people, and it keeps happening. So I've got the wheel of names. That's why I have a Google Doc now that people on Twitch and YouTube can fill out, and then I'll pull up the wheel later after maybe 2 hours. That way I'll spin the wheel, and it'll be better for everybody. We're giving away. Do you have any 3D printers, Tico?
I do. I have a 2 Bamboo Lab, the X1C.
Okay. Well, if you're here later when I do the giveaway in chat, you'll see the Google Doc link. Just fill it out. It just wants your name, your YouTube name, and your email. You can put whatever. I know who you are. And then if I spin and win, I'll send you a code from Polymaker. They ship worldwide. They got awesome filament, like 1 million colors and types. Yeah. And you win a free roll with free shipping. And I give away one roll every week, and they sponsor it. I'm a partner with Polymaker, and they sponsor the giveaways.
That's awesome.
By the way, I'm not seeing any logos on the screen.
Yeah, Pete, you've noticed that too. Yeah, Pete wins a lot.
Do you hear what I said, Jerry?
What? No, I didn't.
I'm not seeing any of your logos on the screen, like Polymaker or anything.
I see Polymaker.
Oh, yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Where?
Right here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, on you. Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Nelson. How you doing today? But yeah, I think it's more fair to do it that way, and everybody likes seeing the wheel spin around. You can mix it up, and everybody has a better chance on winning. Because with StreamYard, if you have a zillion people enter, it seems to me that when it blinks all the names, it doesn't go through all those names. And I've seen that on big channels too. That Streamyard, there's no way it flashes through that many names one or two times until it randomly stops. So I don't know how it's set up, but I don't like it.
Look how long it took me to finally win.
Yeah. I think you won what, last week or the week before?
Yeah, week before.
And then Tim with TH3D was on last week. He gave away a poly dryer worth $80 and a couple rolls of filament on top of the filament that I gave away. So yeah, you never know. Sometimes we have big content creators on here that are on YouTube and makers, and you never know who's going to pop in. But I send out like 20 invites every week, and people watching or random people will pop in. Oh, Zach has something he'd like to share here. Okay, ready, Zach?
Yep. Oh, yep. So that's my biggest print. That little.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Let me see if I can. There's a size comparison between my dorky face and these prints. Yeah, no,
That is cool.
Yeah, full interior and everything.
Yeah, I know, Pete. I believe you.
But yeah, no, these are.
It took me a few years to finally win something on a stream, and then people were saying he already won, and all it was a little tiny sample bottle of Gloop a couple years ago. But then I started winning more often once in a while. But if you don't enter, you never win.
I would be happy with some Gloop. I go through so many bottles every
day.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like every week, because last week I went through 20 kilograms of filament.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm freaking nuts. Yeah.
So dental is a very good paying industry, huh?
Oh, dental is an amazing paint industry. So that's. And it's nice because I get to bring in my 3D printing into the dental field because I 3D print dentures as well with 3Shape.
I see you don't have any minis around there, little people anywhere on the building.
There is on this side. Let me see if I can't get some of those photos pulled up. Those are on my phone. I gotta transfer those to my computer real quick.
And if you put up "Do Not Touch" signs, it's probably like a wet paint sign. Everybody's got to touch it to see if the paint's dry.
You have to touch it.
Yes, right here. Like
Nice.
It actually worked most of the time.
Yeah, Matt German, another regular that's usually with us. That's his wife there in chat. And yeah, she goes, Matt never wins anything, LOL. He wins all the time. For some reason, almost every time there's a drawing, he wins. A few weeks ago, he entered on something he couldn't win. He came up, and then his alternate name came up, one after another. So, Roger Brown, thank you very much for being a member for 12 months, my friend. Thank you very much on YouTube. I appreciate you very much. Hello, Da Vinci. And people that are just dropping in, I didn't sleep all night long, so if I miss chat or I say something stupid, bear with me. I'm tired. And if you watch my video I just posted on YouTube about that helmet, my face is red, my eyes are red, and yeah, I'm zonked. I'm starting to catch my second wind. I had a monster for breakfast and a couple sodas. I don't want to hear about the little violin thing.
My neck's always been blue or red. My shirt's blue. Yeah, anyways. Leonard Skinner, red, white, and blue.
Oh.
That is really, really nice. That's months and months of work.
3 years worth of work so far.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'm building more dreadnoughts
And then if you print a part badly, I'm sure you're reprinting it instead of just saying, it's okay, because you want everything to look perfect.
Yep. Yeah, on that tavern, I had 4 failed prints out of 296 parts.
Not bad.
Is it 296 parts? I can't remember. 296. Yep.
All right.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I love having these things because it helps saves my voice during like those events.
It's right there. You don't have to ask.
Maurice,
Exactly.
do you have any project you've been working on? You might want to show everybody that you've done.
Ooh,
You have anything?
Uh,
By the way, you're very welcome to promote yourself. Anything you do with hobby related stuff, you're welcome to promote yourself, your business. I have no problem with it. If you have any links, you can put them in private chat. I'll share them on the screen. It's not a problem.
Thank you very much. I do have a bunch of projects I've been working on, but probably for the next time because I was not ready. So I still don't know how it works, the whole thing. So I'll do it in the computer next time. But yeah, I've been working. One of the things I do the most is build custom enclosures for fiber lasers. And I've been working on a project where I was getting a new version of the enclosure coming up. So we'll get some of those pictures in the video coming up soon.
Do you sell out of your home? Do you work out of your home or do you have a storefront?
I do work out of my garage.
Okay, good. That way it keeps your overhead down.
Yes, yeah. And, it gets hot sometimes. So about the end of the year last year, what I did was I installed one of those mini splits. And now I have the climate control garage. It's awesome.
Yeah, mini splits are awesome. I got one in the shed.
Nice.
I need to go in the garage so I can, because I haven't touched Bertha out in the garage all summer because it's just we've had a hot summer here in the Vegas Valley.
Yeah. And my power bill has been really high in the summer, and I've been trying to keep it around 80 in the house, which I'd rather have it 78, 79.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been keeping it at 80, and it's still what I pay, 370, 380, and that was ridiculous. And I'm sure in California it's a lot higher. They're raising everything in California.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I was getting an insane electricity bill during the summertime. So I finally decided to go and get solar. So right now I can run the air conditioning of the house around 73, 74 degrees, and all my laser machines and all that stuff. And it does really work because what I paid for the year was $71. So,
but your initial investment was what, $20,000? So
yeah, it was actually about $30,000. But based on what I've been paying and all that stuff for the last 3 or 4 years, I'm basically breaking even right now. Probably by the end of this year, I will break even. So whatever I have from there on, it would be pretty good.
Oh, good.
Plus, you get decent rebates and tax write-offs.
Exactly. Yeah. So the original investment was $32,000, and then you get at that point was a 10% rebate, and so that was pretty decent.
My solar company went bankrupt.
Oh no.
I mean, they still work, but they went bankrupt.
400 millimeter plus printer. Any ideas? Chat. Anybody got any ideas on a printer 400 millimeters or bigger for Mr. Diesel?
I mean, I know the Solval has a 350 by 350 by 340.
That's it. SVO8, the one that's sitting behind me.
I think the Elegoo Max.
The 4 Max?
Yeah. The Neptune 4 Max?
Yep. Those are, I would suggest using the Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro, or not 3 Pro, 3 Max, or the Neptune 4 Max right now. Save you $100.
That's the Solval SVO8 right there. That's the video I released this morning that I taped this morning with no sleep. So it's pretty evident in the video that I'm tired. Yeah, KK.
No, guy. Giga.
I don't whine, I don't think. Yeah, here you go. Get an orange Giga. There you go. That's big enough. That'll work.
Yeah.
2,500 bucks, and you can print people on it. And I heard they've updated a lot of stuff, so you shouldn't have all the problems you had in the past. Hello, Sergio. How are you?
Sergio, get on here, man.
Jump on it.
Yeah. Or a big rat rig.
Rat Rig has a 400. They go to what, 550?
Oh, we lost
Or
Tico.
I don't know about 550, but they go to 500.
I know Voron is releasing their Phoenix series, like the files for that. That's 500 squared.
That also a bigger bill.
You know, I was thinking if I was ever able to review a Giga, which you're not going to send me one, I'd have to move the alien. It'd probably fit where the alien's sitting. And not put the alien somewhere else. Hang the alien from the ceiling somehow with, go up into the rafters and have steel cables on him. Here he is.
Kind of
There you
dropped
are.
off for a
Oh,
second.
there it is.
No worries. It happens. My stream used to drop on me, and then I get kicked out. And since I'm logged in the Streamyard, it's not downloaded on my computer. I'm just gone, and then I got to reboot and reset the router, and then come back in 5 minutes later.
And everybody's like, hey, where's Terry?
Yeah, that happens.
Sir, config, release, renew, and then. Anyways.
I was also thinking about the Orange Storm Giga, but I mean, I don't have any space here.
I would
It's
get
too
rid of
big.
if someone. Oh, sorry.
The reason I don't have more laser videos out constantly is I'm working on 3D printing or a CNC in the wintertime, or I'm working on this. I'm jumping around. And being retired, my days go by like that. It's unbelievable how fast the day goes by, the time-wise. So try to get something done, and it's already 5 o'clock at night, and now you want to do something else. So you try to get that done while you're working on this, and it's an uploading and posting. It's crazy.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, because you're not watching the clock at work.
Oh, that's I think that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, you can email me. I don't know if I'll have time, but yeah, I'll read it. Tico, did you go on the Facebook group? Did you find the file for Pascal?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I gotta give it a
Originally,
shot.
I seen them online, a bunch of them, and I was asking Pascal about them. And I don't know who originally made them, but then he sent me the file. So then I figured, well, if it's not posted in his files, I'll put it on his group for him.
My scorpion's falling apart, man.
What is falling apart?
My scorpion.
Oh, the
Anybody in
metal
chat,
scorpion.
do you have any questions, or if anybody wants to drop in that I know, you're welcome to do so, as you know.
This little guy. My scorpion, he's falling
Oh.
apart.
I usually stream for 3 hours, sometimes 4. We have anywhere from 2 to 10 people on. They come and go. No one's allowed to has to stay here any amount of time. You can come on for 5 minutes, say, hi, I'm Tico Laser, take care, everybody, bye, and drop out. And, you don't have, whatever you choose to do.
Awesome.
But if you don't have a life, stick around like me.
But sometimes I'm getting ready to get off the stream and somebody will drop in late, and then I end the stream. Like Sam Prentice was mad at me one time. He wanted to talk about more stuff, and I was only on for another 5 minutes, but he didn't drop in early enough that I ended the stream. And then on Twitch, I raid out to another channel on Twitch. Then YouTube, I just say goodbye and I run my outro, and then I leave till the following week. We currently got 36 people watching, 26 on YouTube and 10 on Twitch. Last week I had up to 90 something people at one time watching.
Cool. On Twitch.
That's
nice.
crazy.
What's that, Zach?
Oh, this is the scroll that's for my cosplay. I can hang it off my person like this, but it's also an amazing little prop piece that's interactive.
Oh,
Nice.
that's really nice.
Loot Studios is the proud providers of this file.
Nice.
Yeah, no, this is a nice little prop that once I get my hat done, in leatherworking, it's going to have a quill that I'm going to be able to put my staff behind my back and bring out this and like describe it, interact with the people. You know, a cosplayer thing.
Maurice, do you think that the 40-watt RF will easily cut 3/4 acrylic clear? Probably 2 passes.
Probably 2 passes, and with everything with acrylic, kind of slow and high power, and it will get it done. But I think you will definitely do it. I haven't tried it yet. The most I've done is 1/2 inch.
Yeah, there's some sample material out of Texas I can buy. I forget what it is. It's like $10 a foot square, but the shipping is $20 on it. And I hate paying a high shipping. And I know somewhere in Las Vegas there has to be a shop somewhere that has it. Because Las Vegas is a huge city. I just gotta Google it and try to find out who might have it reasonable. When I look on Amazon, the prices are ridiculous. For the thick stuff.
Try Taps plastic is kind of all over the place in the United States.
On the CO2, Patrick, I'm not sure what lens is in it. Whatever it came with, I'm not sure. Tico thinks that his has different lens than mine. And then I got some extras, but I'm not sure what they are. Oh, 2-inch, 5-inch, 4-inch. I'm not sure. What size are yours, diameter-wise? I think they're like 2-inch?
Mine is a 2-inch. And I think yours, what is the focus in length on yours? Is it 8mm or 12?
Yeah, I think you already asked me. I think I said 8mm.
Yeah. Okay, so that one should be either an inch or 1.5 inches. Mine is a 12mm, so that's a 2-inch.
Okay, because when they sent me that plastic part that they stair-stepped it.
Yeah.
And then when I run the focus on any material, I slide it up underneath the lens, and then I measure it that way. So I believe it was 8mm.
Yeah, so I do the onboarding and training for all Pascal's new customers with the RF, and most of the people get the same lens that you have. There's an 8mm focal length. So that one is, I think it is the either 1 inch or 1.5 inches. I had to double check.
One thing that you might mention to Pascal, I think I haven't said nothing to him about it, but if you go to Thunder Laser and you're just a do-it-yourselfer, they have a huge support page on their group or on their page where you buy the machine, all kinds of recommended settings and ideas, and huge. Everything you need is right there pretty much to help you. And there's been some settings I've looked for this laser. I went to Thunder Laser looking for settings on their machines that are similar to try to figure things out. And if Pascal had that, other than a Facebook group, a regular web page where people could find more information, they could sell more machines. It'd be more user-friendly.
Yeah, something there's exactly more organized, easier to search. Things when they get posted, he has a lot of information in the groups and stuff like that. But all that stuff kind of gets lost in because there's always new content coming in and all that stuff. So you really had to search and kind of go through tons of different posts to figure it out. But I think you're totally right that if he had like a web page where he had kind of organized in different sections and stuff like that, that would be very helpful.
Most of the equipment appears to be geared towards people that are professionals or they have businesses and they already know this, that, and other, and they don't have to ask a lot of questions. But I think they can move a lot more equipment and machines. Like this laser shipped to the U.S. $4,500 is a steal, and I plug it every chance I get.
We were talking, Pascal and I, trying to figure out, having an inventory of the CO2 lasers, then he sells, having it here in the United States somewhere. Because one of the things that sometimes people, it's a little kind of weary of buying the CO2 lasers from Pascal is not that they're not good machines or have good support, because that is great. It's the weight, right? So
wait 45 days to come by cargo ship. But if they were like Omtech, where they're based out of California, where they have someplace to ship them to, they're ready to ship to the U.S. When I ordered my K40 years ago, I had it in like 2 days from California.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
wham bam.
exactly. So we're working on that, trying to figure out. Sometimes it's not easy. Lots of details that need to be contemplated and stuff like that. So, but I think that something might be coming up soon. With the fiber lasers and all the galvo lasers that he offers, it's basically no problem because you can have them at your door from China in 10 days, and
If it wasn't
that is insane.
if it wasn't for Patrick from Light Source Engraving, I wouldn't even be involved with them because up until Patrick, I had never heard of the company. He introduced me to Pascal, and then we chatted, and Patrick made everything possible that I have now.
Cool.
So, Patrick has a great channel. He's by day, he's a pharmacist, and by night and the weekends, he has every possible laser you can think of. He's a guru with anything and everything.
That's
Awesome.
my phrase. Or like they said in the commercial, that's my line.
And he's working
He's
his
a
hands
guru.
right now, I believe. So he's listening. He's in chat right there, Light Source Engraving.
Yeah,
He puts out videos constantly on YouTube, and then every 2 weeks, him, the LA hobby guy, Rich, and Jeremy, HGL Customs, they all stream together. I was on there every couple weeks for a while, for a little bit. I might be back in the future if they want me on, but anyway, they usually make files that they give away to people every 2 weeks when they go live. They have different things they design and do giveaways and give people files. Where when I'm on, I'm just fiber lasing this or that, or I'm not giving anything away, so I don't have a lot to contribute to the group other than chatting with them and showing the projects that I'm currently working on.
yeah. Patrick's also our mad scientist, and he has interesting box openers.
Yeah, he laser engraves anything and everything, from his garage to digging up a critter out and back and doing the skull. I mean, or going to Harbor Freight, anything they sell, he's put an emblem on it or engraved it. He does a lot of really cool work.
And he's got a handheld too. Where that one that you can.
And Perfect WordPress. Hello, how you doing
cleaning-
today? What's that?
Yeah, a handheld where instead of like a sandblasting, it's a laser.
Oh yeah, the cleaning machine.
Yeah, he's got one of those too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
like Ghostbusters.
Whee!
Do-do-do-do-do.
I bet we're born to death the 3D printer only guys. Anyways, Zach, or no, European Zach. There we go.
Okay.
Do you got a laser?
I got one. I got one somewhere on the attic.
Somewhere
on the attic. Yeah, I played with it several times when it was standing behind me, but fumes, stuff like that, not too.
Yeah. That's the only drawback.
Yeah, so it is. I have some plans with it, but I need to see.
Was it a diode?
I have no clue. It was all from Comgrow. I don't have any clue.
Probably a diode.
Yeah, and I have also this thing that you can cling on one of the Creality machines with magnets, and make it, I think, a diode laser. But I hear so many cool things about it, like, so I'm more into 3D printing, maybe also some resin printing, but yeah, also fumes and
Yeah, that's got fumes too.
Here's what I currently have on TikTok. So I've been uploading every day for the last couple of weeks.
Oh yes, you upload every day.
You copycatter.
Zach's
I see
like
Walter. I see Walter. You copycatter.
No, I did that a couple of years ago. From
That's
Photo
right. That's right. You got Walter in your bedroom. I remember you telling me now that.
Anyway, these are really old. I don't have very many views. And then up here where the numbers start
Jerry,
going
when he
up.
got beheaded. Go back up or the other way. You can see where Jerry got beheaded.
Oh yeah, I had a designer friend of mine do this one for me.
He got beheaded.
I sent him that was designed off 2 pictures that I sent him. And at the time, I hadn't shaved very well or my head very well, and he actually has razor stubble in the picture. He didn't smooth out the head, but I painted it. He sent me the file. I printed it and painted it.
Nice.
That'd be weird pitting yourself.
Yeah, here's how I brought in the Hautien right here on the side on the cart. Then I tipped it over against the table. Me and my son grabbed the bottom and flipped it up.
That's amazing.
But all these things that you're seeing that here that are recent, I should have been doing YouTube Shorts, and I didn't, and I should have. Because every time I go to TikTok on my phone, I'm going to start going to YouTube right after and making a similar video for YouTube. That way I'm posting every day in both locations.
Get that money.
No, I don't make very much, but something's better. Something's better than nothing. I've got like 460 videos on YouTube. And there's something to do with the way I'm putting my tags in, my titles. There's something wrong that my channel's never got bigger than it has. So I know it's something on my end. I just never figured out what I'm doing wrong. Other than every video, I copy the same tags and bring them over. And a lot of those tags are probably unrelated. And the YouTube algorithm might see that and not share my stuff because most videos aren't about those tags. So I need to go back through each one of my 400 and something videos and manually delete a lot of the tags. And then I don't have hashtags in all my videos except for the last couple. I wasn't putting hashtags anywhere, just tag words. So I need to, I got to change all that. So maybe if I ever get it changed and my channel will start growing and people go, wow, how come that took off? Because I fixed everything.
Yeah, I'm also grinding there to figure it out.
Yeah, I wish and then I found out from this one channel, they're an off-road channel called Light Bright, and her and her husband said, well, I know that if you grow your channel and you're making X amount of dollars, if you quit posting every week, that money goes away. So you got to keep up 2 or 3 videos a week. You can't say, okay, I made it, and here comes the money. No, you got to keep doing it, or otherwise it goes away.
Yeah. You need to keep grinding.
Yeah, Google's fickle.
Hey, Jerry.
But what I don't understand, some channels are being deleted because of weird reasons, and other channels can do the exact same thing without being deleted.
I don't know. That's wow.
So this is a wine box I just designed, and that's for the laser. I still have to finish doing the latch up in front, but pretty much
raise it just a little bit. Your tag's in the way.
There
you go.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Look at that.
So
really cool.
I do a lot of designing stuff.
Did you do it like that, or was it flat and you assembled that?
They're slats. He assembled it.
Flat, assemble it, and I also did one in the rotary in the RF 460.
Cool.
Patrick, I've seen the thumbnail, but I haven't watched the video yet, Patrick. Living hinges are really cool. I need to do more work. I did a little book a long time ago. Where is it at?
As far as the PLA, what do you think, Jerry? Very carefully?
Yeah, living hinge right there. Do the whole thing in a living hinge, then it just folds over. That's really. I downloaded this from somewhere. I forget where I got it from. I buy a lot of files on Etsy, but I don't think I got this one on Etsy. I'm lazy and I don't want to take the time to design it, so I usually find it, pay for it, and print it or make it, and I do a video, and then I move on to the next hobby, and then on and on and on.
Anyways, we got a question. Can you diode PLA? Diode engrave PLA? I wouldn't think so.
I think PLA is just going to melt.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to cut PLA.
No, I think it's also because I said that I have this attachable laser module for Ender 3.
Now, go ahead.
That comes with some small pieces of plywood or whichever wood it is. But I don't want to use it.
One thing I should have done on this helmet, I've got a welding shield off Amazon. I took my, let me fix my screens. I took some tin snips and I cut the welding shield about the size, took a piece of paper inside the stormtrooper helmet, traced it, and then I started cutting it out to get the shape close. I heated up with a hot heat gun, wearing gloves, but I couldn't really bend it. So then I just hot glued around the edge, held it in place for 5 minutes, and then they stuck. I could have took that STL, traced it, put it in light burn, put that on a laser, cut a couple squares, and I could have cut them out in a laser. And then I wouldn't have to mess with trying to use tin snips. And it would have been the exact size.
To the person who asked about engraving PLA with the diode, I don't know with the diode is possible. It's definitely possible with the fiber laser.
Have you cut anything PLA on a fiber?
No, I have not cut it. I only engraved.
Okay.
Engraved in dark colors. Let me see if I can get that.
Okay.
Yeah, so stuff like that you can engrave in dark colors with the fiber. Jerry, have you tried doing tile the RF 460?
No, but I used to do it on my diode.
Yeah.
Paint the tile.
So that one came out of.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's out of the RF 460, and the detail of it is incredible.
Is that a ceramic tile?
Yeah, it's a ceramic tile. Just this is a white tile painted white, and basically what you do is you paint it with a sprayed paint, normally white, and it has a let's see, what is the?
I need to do that. So
yeah, so you just paint the white and then you engrave it, and basically the chemical that is released by the heating, it just marks the tile black, and it doesn't go away. It can be scratched and all that stuff.
Oh wow! So, I thought I want a diode, I would have to spray paint a white tile black and then engrave through it. But I've never. Wow.
Yeah, this is white tile painted white, and then you engrave it, and then the chemical reaction with the heat basically stains the tile. And the cool part about these ones, unlike the ones that you paint black, is that this is, like you take anything metal and just go at it, and nothing happens.
Would you want to share your settings with me, and I'll plug you in another video?
Sure.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'd love to do a video. That is really awesome.
The detail is just insane. So
yes.
It's pretty cool. And yeah, I've done a bunch of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you use acetone to take off the shiny finish on the tile first, or no?
Yeah. So just wipe it with acetone or alcohol a little bit, and then you're good to go. All that you want is, like a tile sometimes has kind of a little bit of an oily film in there. So you just take alcohol or acetone, wipe it out just a little bit, spray it with let me show you. The one that I use is the one from Home Depot.
Are you white painting it two directions, or just across one direction, let it dry, and go back the other direction?
Two directions.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I do on the diode.
And also, you can use just the straight, the titanium dioxide.
Yeah, I have some, but I think I have some. Yeah.
So if you use that, just with a little bit of water, you can use a airbrush to spray it into the tile. It's even better.
Okay, my airbrush is out in the garage.
Yeah.
Well, what would you suggest for a paint for the airbrush? Like a acrylic based or?
Oh, so for the airbrush, normally what I use is, like just a little bit of this mixed with water, and then spray it with the airbrush. But normally it's in enamel or enamel paint, and all you want is any paint Normally the white paints, like there's one in Home Depot. It's smoky gray. That has a high content of the titanium dioxide, and that one works
my
really well.
wife, Brandy in chat. She's watching on her phone in the bedroom. Brandy, did you see those pictures he just showed on screen that he done on the RF laser? Those are white tiles painted white. Check out that quality. Because I would have swore that was a white tile painted black like I would do on a diode, or a canvas on a diode where you paint it multiple colors.
Yeah. So
wow.
The problem with the, like this one over here is a black, it's a white tile painted 2 layers, one red and one black. And
yes.
The problem with that is that if you scratch it with anything, it will take it off. It will take the paint off.
Yes.
So that's the big difference when you do it like this, because you're actually staining or marking the.
That is unbelievable.
Nice.
I got ideas for Christmas, wife.
The gifts for the family.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. So and it's Nicky Norton is the one who I think he's up from Canada. He's been doing that technique, and that was kind of his invention. He's been doing that for years now, and it was awesome. It works every time. You just have to find the right settings for it. Gary, I will send you. Oh, Jerry, I will send you the setting that worked the best for me.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
I just run a bunch of material tests with it, and I should have it somewhere. Oh, it's right here. So I just run a material test, and then I figure out which one was my favorite one. And I think this one over here was the darker one. So,
nice.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned family. Well, my sister was over yesterday looking at my RV that I just purchased, and she was asking me, because we just last spring had our 15th hometown reunion, our annual, and I made an Amazing Grace placard that she saw. I gave away a few door prizes that I made. So she was asking me if I'll make for Christmas for her 2 daughters recipes from our mother, me and my sister's mother, because she was a recipe hound. So I'm looking forward to doing that, like on a cutting board, and it's going to be my mom's recipe. So that's another thing you guys could think about for Christmas for your family. Pass down recipes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And people really appreciate those.
Yeah, and on the bottom, I say, from your uncle that you don't talk to anymore, bitches. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, Bill Dad that stopped in last week that was moving to Kansas City from Texas. He done a video showing his new house that he got, and he lives solely on YouTube. He's got like 105,000 subscribers, and he has a beautiful house. It's built in the early 1900s. It is awesome, and he has a huge backyard, a 3-car garage. It is really, really cool. Check out that video. I shared them on Facebook from Bill Dad Build. Really cool.
I'm here living in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, my house is 1,700 square feet. I got a 2-car garage. I wish it was a 3-car. I have an extra property that's enclosed next to my garage and a little tiny backyard. And everything's pretty much dead on my property. When you go outside, you see dirt in the mountain. That's what I don't like about Vegas. There's nothing green and pretty and luscious. It's just dirt and on top of dirt. And I'll probably never move here. I've been here 25 years in this house. And because of everything is so damn expensive, if I ever sold this house, what little money I have, you put down another house and you get another huge payment, probably more than what I'm already paying. So,
yeah.
I know I'm actually probably going to be moving here within the next year in January. So,
have fun.
Oh, I definitely will try to. Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah. I have laid anchor. I call this my death house.
Death House?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be here till I croak. Death house.
No, you'll live another like 50 years. Hey,
Dude,
baby.
I'm 66, dude.
I have a ton of white. I've got a ton of white tile that are about yay big, so I know what my next video is going to be about. I'll be plugging Tico in it, and I'll be doing some really cool pictures because I love pictures. That's why when I finally had with Patrick's help, and I had to dial in my Patrick helped me. What were the settings?
Dial in your Patrick, okay.
No, my settings I had to dial in on the fiber laser. I can't think of what it's called. But that's the reason I couldn't get any pictures right. And once I figured that setting out, I went and watched Gio's video explaining how to do it. I can't think of Gio's channel's name. Patrick's probably busy. But once I got that figured out, then the pictures were coming out great. And on Lightburn, now here's something that I hate. For the last couple of years, I have a folder in Lightburn called Random. And every time I make something or save it, I put it in my random folder. Well, a couple days ago, it somehow got deleted. So I think I ungrouped it, or there's a button right by it. I forget what it says on the screen. I think I accidentally deleted it. A lot of my files are in my download directory, but not everything. So I can't just go on my hard drive. I can't go to back to a restore point because it won't restore files that I deleted. So I think I accidentally deleted the group. And I hate that, but that's my fault.
Could you go to your recycling? Because that you can save that in 30 days.
In the Lightburn software, when you delete the group, I forget what the word's called, but I accidentally deleted that particular folder and everything in it went.
Gone.
Bye.
But I'm saying, like in the recycling, like there's a recycle. It auto deletes every 30 days. You could still restore that.
I delete that folder every day. Every time I delete something on my computer to free up space, I delete my recycling bin, whatever's in it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but I've got another question. You were talking about white tiles. Can you do the same kind of thing on different color tiles? Tico?
Haven't tried it yet, but I imagine you could, as long as it's kind of a lighter color, like a light blue, light orange, or stuff like that. But it's absolutely worth it. I mean, now you got me thinking.
I mean, like, I was thinking, like, white tiles, you put white paint on it, and then you do your thing with the laser. Yeah. But what if the tile is white, green, or black, or blue, and do the same trick?
Everything can be done. You just have to figure out what settings work and what you have to add to it to make it happen. You just got to experiment.
Yeah.
That's why people run material tests. Every time they get a different product, they run material tests on it, just like with colors on stainless steel or whatever kind of metal. They try to get different colors and shades. Just like Patrick's been done a couple of videos on the LaserMatic Mark II, where he's getting colors on a diode laser, some colors. Yeah, PC Van LED at the bottom of the screen. Let me reshare it. I got a Google Doc I was sharing. Let me reshare it. You'll have to scroll up, but I'll post it right now. I'm going to spin the wheel. When I use StreamYard to do giveaways, as most people notice, if you have a lot of people in there, it seems like they don't go through all the names. A lot of the same people win month after month. So I'm going to start using a Google Doc every week, and I spin the wheel. That way I feel it's fair to everybody. Let me post it. 1 second. Okay, here's the doc again in chat for anybody that missed it. I'm going to be giving away a roll of Polymaker filament and within the next half hour, and that'll be anywhere in the world they ship to. You have to be present to win. And if there might be a commercial, I'll give you a little bit because commercials are happening now everywhere. If you're not on YouTube, you can get rid of them by paying for it. And on Twitch, you can get rid of them by being a subscriber to my channel. I've got 703 followers on Twitch and 5 subscribers. And on YouTube members, I think I got like 10 or 12 members right now. And then I got like 6,500 subscribers.
Yeah, nice.
Very welcome.
So
here you go, Zach.
I'm doing a. So this is a very sneak peek of like my project that I'm working to hopefully have displayed at 3D Printopia / East Coast Rip Rap Festival.
Cool.
So, yeah, no, I'm working on a full deck that I'm going fully 3D print using HueForge.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
HueForge is a great program. You know about Tico? You know about HueForge?
No, I have not.
You
heard
print
of it.
in different layers, real thinly. Film it. When you're done, it looks like a picture or whatever. I can go grab. Do you have anything printed, Zach? If not, I'll run to my bedroom and I'll grab something.
I don't have anything printed that I have here.
Let me grab something.
Yeah, I'm fully 3D printing a full card deck for the event. Since, the Maker Poker Chips is going to be a big thing this year. And I think, hey, how about I be the only maker that's in the whole event that has a fully 3D printed deck of cards?
That's pretty cool.
And that's why I'm doing like this whole. I wish I had some of the things, but I gave them all away because, it's low cost, low material, easy to do. It's just, because this guy I actually shared a bamboo screen because I'm actually going to get rid of all of this internal and put my Z. And it's like, this is a nice night with wings, but the thing is, though, if it's going to be the zany maker, it's got to have the Z. Yeah, I'm going to close this out real quick. So,
All right, here I am.
Okay, let's bring that up. Wait, where you are.
All right, HueForge. If you have a color picture, a black and white picture, you put it in HueForge on one side of the screen. Now, on the other side of the screen, based on what color filament you have, you can shade it to try to make that picture. These I downloaded off of printables, and I printed them Maximum Carbon.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's just done in layers. The bottom layer is black. Now, this may not look exactly like the original. It was based on the colors I had on hand, 3 or 4 colors.
That is pretty cool.
Here's an owl. The owner of the software, he stopped in here quite a few times. He hasn't been here in about a month, but HueForge is reasonable, and you can get a commercial license where you can resell the work. But everything I currently have here, I just downloaded off printables and printed. And I think the hummingbird was done by Zombie Hedgehog.
Wow, that looks awesome.
And then I have one here of an astronaut.
Cool.
I heard about the program from Pez Liz and Zombie Hedgehog. And then I went on printables. I downloaded a bunch of stuff. I printed it out. I done a video kind of touching base on kind of how it'll work. Used it at that time, and I've had like 13,000 views on the video.
Wow.
Skeleton.
That's really nice.
But it's called HueForge, HueForge. Really cool program.
I actually have it brought up for you.
Okay. There you go.
So this is one of the cards I'm doing. Yeah, so amazing program. You can get different sliders, and here's your base image, which using this. And I have 4. Technically, I can print up to 8 different materials, but I'm going to try to limit myself to 4. But you can adjust like the contrast and everything to how.
Very nice.
Like, let's say if I'm going to be doing, I don't have the preset save on here, but like, let's say if I want to get rid of this gray, if I'm doing my hearts, I really need to upload the preset.
And then Polymaker has codes with all their filament, so you can enter the exact shade, so you can get the exact look you want. You can tile stuff. So if you want to do really big wall art, you can tile the projects and print them all out separately and just put them together on the wall.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is, and then you export this. It gives you each of the layer heights of when you change your filament. and you go based off of luminosity. So you calibrate each of your filaments. You zoom in, you can see ever so slightly the layer changes.
And if you had a printer that you can only do one color at a time, you can do it. It'll just take a lot of work. You'll have to be around when it pauses, change your filament, start the next color. AMS makes it easy.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah, this is my project I'm trying to get done before 3D Printopia. And I'm going to put on the backs on each of the emblems and everything. So I got to figure all that out. It won't be too bad. But I'm going to do a 0.08 layer height for these.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Once it's printed, I'll be happy. On file, it looks decent, but on print, it can be very different depending on how the luminosity is. Because I got 2 new materials I'm coming in tomorrow that I gotta calibrate. But yeah, if I want blue, you can easily swap it. Yeah.
Yeah, on Twitch that works, Louise. I'm on YouTube. They put commercials on all videos, and you have to pay YouTube extra money to go ad free. I've known people that have done it. I'm not sure how much it is, $5 or $10 a month probably. I'm not really sure to go ad free. Like my wife, when my wife watches my videos, which she doesn't want to watch any of my videos, but after I get it uploaded, I go in the bedroom and I try to pull it up on the TV. She's like, "No, I'll watch it on my phone." I said, "No, it ain't the same. You got a 47-inch TV. Let's watch it on the big TV." So, and then she's like, "Well, you watch your commercials. That's how you make a little bit of money, right?" I said, "I don't want to watch it." So as soon as I can hit skip, I hit skip.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pop out. It's been a pleasure, and
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing you guys around again.
I really appreciate you coming in. I can't wait to get those settings. I want to start playing with some tiles.
Sure thing, man. All
Really
right.
appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. You have
Everyone,
a great day.
Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye-bye.
You too.
Bye now.
$14. Ooh, that's kind of pricey. Yeah, she says my videos are boring. Well, how many videos do you want where, I mean, most people aren't jumping around. They're excited like this every minute. You can't be like that in the video. People just leave. They say, "What in the hell is your problem, dude?" And they leave. I try to be happy at the beginning of my videos, but then I kind of chill out. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy with what I do. And as long as I'm happy, it's all that matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And for every niche, there is a specific audience. And I mean, you don't have to be this jumpy guy all the time. Right?
yeah.
But if that is your personality, it's also fine.
Here's my personality. When me and my wife go Christmas shopping, she doesn't want to be near me when we walk by the toy aisle, because I go down the aisle and I push all the buttons and make everything go off. Same with Halloween. That's the kind of person I am.
Did you see the full rock band that Lowe's has for the Halloween?
I was down to Lowe's yesterday, but I went in the wood section. I didn't go in the main door, so I forgot to look at the Halloween stuff. I was in the paint department. Yeah, I was right by the front door in the paint department. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, no, they have a full set of, it's a set of 3. It's like 800 for all of them, but they link to your Bluetooth. There's a guitarist, a drummer, and a singer, and once you link all of them, it's Bluetooth.
Oh, wow.
And when you send your music to it, it links to the song. So when it detects vocals, the vocalist starts singing, the guitarist starts stringing. See back?
Kiko, you're back. He's muted.
But yeah,
Tim, let me share a link to you.
But yeah, no, I was thinking if I had a house, like Halloween would be such a big holiday for me. Like I would probably spend like $2,000-$3,000 a month, like for just like decorating.
He wasn't.
I wouldn't do that.
I didn't see his camera pop on, so he popped out. So I wasn't sure. You might have hit the wrong button. Tim, here's a link if you'd like to come in. there's a store in town not far away at Nelson, Charleston, some kind of a Halloween store. They took over a dollar store that's the size of a grocery store, and I guess they only sell Halloween stuff. And the one guy done a video on it here in town called Bob Eats Vegas or whatever. And it's like, well, that's a great deal. It's only $400. You step on the button, it jumps out. It's like 15 feet tall. And I'm thinking, wow, $400? No, that ain't a good deal. $50 is a good deal. And Home Depot has Star Wars stuff, but it's expensive. And it's not exact replicas, but if you're a Star Wars collector, they got cool props that are pretty neat.
Yeah.
But who needs a prop when you got Jerry Knapp? And he can put on his helmet like this and he can say, stop right there.
Just imagine having an original Star Wars movie and somebody comes up with this kind of helmet.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
It's more scary, like that, Jerry.
I'm ready for the parade, guys. I'm Star Wars ready for the parade. Anyway, I thought it was that'd be really cool.
I was muted earlier. Costco has a 8-foot, I believe 8-foot tall Grim Reaper that's about 250, 270 animated.
Sandy.
Huge Grim Reaper at Costco.
I know that there's a 210 at Lowe's. It's a bone collector and it holds a skeleton like upside down and it like goes like this. It's like, man, I need a house. I need.
Is that not your alter ego, Zach? Is it not
Maybe.
your alter ego?
I was younger,
I am crazy.
When I was younger and went to Halloween parties, I'd love to wear a mask and dress up and become that character. Because if you got a mask on, you can be anything you want to be. So I had a lot of fun doing it.
Oh,
I went to a haunted house when I was a teenager, and I had this gargoyle mask on, and I glued on long women's fingernails with super glue, and I put too much super glue on, painted my arms green. I was wearing fatigues. I was wearing army fatigues that were stuffed with clothes, so my legs and chest looked really big. When me and my buddy went to the haunted house, we were dressed the same, like, hey, do you want to work the event? So we spent like 3 hours or 4 hours there just being inside by this bridge with dry ice trying to scare people. Stop. Here, come on.
I know my cosplay that I'm doing, the Plague Doctor, I'm actually making a backpack. I'm designing it that will have a fog machine inside of it. So I'll have a quick release of my staff where it will release all the fog and it'll plume like a low band fog. And so you just see this Plague Doctor walking this fog that follows them.
That's filmed by Layerworks. Trevor at the Bar 3D sells it. 1 second, I'll show you the website. It's in my latest video. My video I released this morning, it's in that. Let me find it.
Thank you. Yeah, I know it goes. I'm
undergroundfilmit.com. Okay, let me share my screen. Trevor is doing more work on the site, but he's updated it since I've seen it last. Here's what he has so far. Here, let's start with the homepage. And Rainbow Gradient is what I've done the mask in, I believe, or Candy, or one of these two. I think it was a Rainbow Gradient. It does a really fast layer change. It's not a blend. It's like you've seen separate slices really fast. And $35 a roll, 10% off for 4 or more. And he's currently setting up his own extrusion line. He'll be making his own filament. He spent him and I think he probably went in with somebody, big bucks. That's a really cool rocket.
I wouldn't think that'd be cheap.
Maker Viking sent me his pumpkin he has over on Things. And since I got this new filament called Panchroma, I've got neon yellow, green, magenta, and orange. I'm going to do probably a video. I'll do his pumpkin in it and then some other stuff in an upcoming video. But I'm excited to play with my laser on some tiles and get some really good settings, see how it works. That can be an upcoming video or videos. See, filament. I've seen all these in Trevor's store. Well, on video. My wife has been there in Florida. I've never been to its store. When my wife goes on vacation, I don't want to go. I want to, let her have fun, and I'll stay home. I have printed that before. I forget where I got that, but I printed that.
That looks off of STL Flicks.
Yeah. Okay, that's where it was.
It holds a
And
wine bottle, right?
Yeah, you got to size it up a little bit to fit different wine bottles. Okay, PCTG. I do have a roll that he sent me, but I haven't printed with it. I have the one on the right, which looks like a clear. I haven't done nothing with it yet, but I've had that for a while. Gradients. Specials. There's one of the build plates that looks cool when I find the page. Parts. Okay, here it is. Okay, once you see a build size, you're like, well, which one do I need? Put your mouse over it and it shows you the printer. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. And
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So anyway, that's Trevor's site. And his phone number, his email, and everything is right here. And his store that I'll show you the video here in a minute if you want to see it is in Mary Esther, Florida. I always think it's in Navarre because the name is Navarre 3D, but it's not. It's in Mary Esther. And then they have their store in the mall, which is in an old GameStop. They moved out of that other bigger building that you've seen in past videos. And then they moved into the GameStop. Well, thank you, hubby. Yeah. Hello, how you doing today? Abados. You'd like to make a Jason mask. Which filament would you use? I'd say PLA, but if you're going to have it outside or you want to take it to a show or anything like that, use PETG. That way it can withstand a little higher temperatures. But PLA is pretty much good for everything, unless you're going to, like I say, you're going to be out in the sun or you're going to leave it in a hot car or something like that. And my Sobel SVO8, as I mentioned when I first got it, the filament runout sensor didn't work because it kept pausing. So I unplugged it, and then it worked fine with it unplugged. The company took 2 or 3 weeks. They sent me a new one. I tested it on this helmet. It got to the top. I knew I was going to run out. I'm sitting there watching it. I clipped the filament just to make sure I can see it run out past the sensor. The damn thing did not pause, and I had to pause it on the screen. So the new one they sent me, which is an optical sensor, is going in the garbage. And I'll put a clicky on it like I have in TH3D or a lot of other companies, put a little, the little trigger on it instead of the optical, and then it'll work fine. So I've seen another person screaming was talking about, I'd asked him in chat, and he goes, no, I replaced them. They don't work very well. And he put a mechanical back on it. So I'll change it back. I'm doing really good. Nice to see you. Just doing the same old thing, jump from hobby to hobby to hobby. I was up all night and didn't sleep, so my video that you guys might watch, I put out this morning. I mentioned in the video that I was up all night. I looked like a zombie, but I was drinking my Monster at the time of the video. Non-fam, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Good to see you, kind of, in chat.
Yeah.
Non-Fam has been on here a couple times in the past, but it's a very long time. He's usually really busy and kind of camera shy, but he has been on camera. And probably about 6-8 months ago, Non-Fam had me do a giveaway where he gave away like 35 items because he wins stuff in channels throughout the years, and he gave away like 35 items. He gave away a ton of stuff. It was unbelievable. All the stuff he gave away in one of my live streams. Do you have to vent PETG? I don't have any odor issues in the house smelling it.
No, ABS, yes, but PETG, not really.
ASA also you want that, and polycarbonate.
Whenever I used to print ABS in an enclosure, I just wait 5 or 10 minutes, give it time to settle before I open the door. Don't open it immediately, stick your head in and take a deep breath. unless you smoke and drink. If you smoke and drink, then it doesn't matter, so just go ahead, but it depends. It all depends what it is. When I was cutting clear acrylic last week, even though I'm bending it outside with my machine, the fumes about knocked me down. I had to Google the side effects, and it said your irritated throat. It's not toxic. It's not like PVC where it can be deadly, and it wasn't that bad. So when I did the next job on it, I opened my back door, had a fan blowing the air out, and I closed my sliding door, which is right next to me. So even though it's exhausting out anything that might come out of the machine, because whenever you laser cut, air has to come in from cracks and things here and there, or a pass through. Well, air smoke can also slightly escape the same way, unless you got a really super powerful exhaust that totally sucks everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach, what the hell are you building?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, okay, let's get this clear. One is Zach and one is Zachary on the screen. So, Zach, what the hell are you building?
So this is the lantern to the staff that ASA does need venting. Yes, imperfect. So no, this is my staff that I'm building. I'm upgrading it. So I'm going to have NeoPixel lights hopefully inside it. Well, my friends are going to help me understand the whole RGB and lighting electronics because I am not that electronically savvy. I will be honest.
If you're not sure about anything that you're doing, don't always take somebody's word for as being gold. Always Google it. Always check other sources. Always confirm what people say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so he's also joined us. I've known him since high school, so, and he's an electrical engineer, which, I mean, I'm also go to the Maker Hive in Elkhart here, the Makerspace that we have. So
it's like if I tell you to get mad at you and go tell you to jump off a cliff and you go and do it, then your family sues me. I mean, you know, that's I have to put a disclaimer out when I say things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would leave a Yelp review. Would not recommend don't jump off cliff because Jerry said so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm building a staff that I hope.
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's my screen. Okay.
He doesn't stab the.
Oh, stop sharing. Okay, here it is.
But I'm going to hop off because I'm tired. My eyes are acting up again. So,
hey, Zach, did you enter the giveaway for the Google Doc? Because if you stick around, we can do it. And maybe you'll win. Maybe you won't.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, we're going to do the drawing here in just a couple seconds. Thank you very much. Zach streams every Friday. He's got a great channel, puts out a lot of content. Please go subscribe. It's free to do so. Every time you open up YouTube, you start watching a video. If you're like, wow, that looks cool, hit the thumbs up on every video, on everybody, if you like it. And,
always.
And subscribing is
always
free. Have a great weekend, my friend. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, have a great one.
Yeah, I think we should do a giveaway, guys. We can check out the wheel. I haven't done a wheel in a couple years. Did everybody get entered? I hope there's no commercials running. If anybody needs a giveaway doc, say something and I'll repost it or scroll up and you'll see it. And the reason I'm doing the giveaway doc is because I don't like StreamYard because I don't think it goes past everybody and mixes it up enough and the wheel spins and spins. So I think it'd be more fair. So let me take down the banner and let me copy all the names over. Let's see. Go ahead and keep talking, guys. Give me a second.
But I mean, this lantern I'm building is hopefully once everything, the fog machine that I got for it will fit in here, and there'll be fog emitting from this thing. I'm just trying to build it so it's a lot more stable, so the base doesn't come undone. But I got a lot to learn on this project. But other than that, it should be hopefully good as long as I don't impale a chest.
And by the way, Zach, on this dental thing, are you a dental office guy or are you a lab guy?
I'm a little bit of both. I'm primarily the technician side, so I design the implants, I make the surgical guides, and I also handcrafted dentures for people. So that's kind of my stick.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not the doctor. I'm not the guy that makes.
Oh yeah, I know that.
$3 million a year.
I doubt if very many dentists make that.
Okay, I copied and pasted all the names, which are all little purple bars, and I copied and pasted the whole folder in there, which isn't what I wanted. So now on the wheel, I'm trying to figure out how to delete it and just copy the names. So I got to figure this out.
Except, of course, the dentist to the Hollywood stars. You know, they probably make millions.
Well, funny enough, last weekend after Renaissance Fair, I went to Chicago. He has a rooftop condo in Chicago, and he did a review of his newest music video, which he reviewed, released in Chicago, and he also is doing a review in Dubai. And it's like, geez, Christ, man, you're going to get this doctor's like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to do music video full time. I want to be dentist. I'm like, dude, you become a full time video guy.
He's a dentist.
Yeah, he's a dentist and he's doing music videos. I'm actually making him poker chips so he could give away.
I was at one dental office one time, and because just the insurance I had at the time, and his little side gig that he was doing in his office between patients, voice, like commercials, voiceovers. You know, he had a mic and he was doing. I'm like, what's he doing? And the assistant said he does voiceovers.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually a website where you can do, you know, voice talent.
Yeah. So this is my boss.
Okay, so yeah, he's probably making, if he's got all that going on. Well, I'm just saying that the typical dentist does not make that kind of money.
No.
Okay, I don't know how to copy these over.
Maybe they do, because you keep giving that look.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Anybody in chat that's worked with the wheel in a Google Doc lately, I've got 34 people entered. I don't know how to copy the names out of it. I have in the past, but let me show you what I got going on here. I don't understand how to copy the names out of this. Okay, here's everybody's YouTube name that entered. When I right-clicked and copied, it copied the purple and everything. I don't know how to copy that. I tried to highlight the first name, Rob, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got to figure out how to just get these names and copy them.
Sure.
There's only 11 on screen, but there's 34 entered.
Is it not pulling from Twitch?
No, these are from everybody. It's a Google Doc that everybody filled out, but I'm not sure how to copy each name in there. Normally, I go down the list and I highlight it. What?
Well, it says copy right there, right above all the stripes.
I did. When I copied it, it copies everything you see in there.
Oh, so it doesn't copy the actual names.
No.
That's weird.
That thing where it says copy? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hit copy. Let me show you the wheel. See the wheel?
Yeah.
Right click, paste. See?
It copies the page, not the names.
That's lame.
Yeah. So I got to figure. Okay, now I got to spin it to get rid of it. There's no delete button here.
That's weird.
Spin the wheel.
See, you have a winner and it's showing everybody. Okay, now I can hit remove.
Yeah.
Okay, does copy up in the right corner not work?
No.
Guess not. What's under settings? Because I thought I saw settings.
Can you click on the center of those bars, and it brings you to a page? No. Okay.
It brings me to each individual.
Yeah. No, that's not what you
Let me read
want.
chat. We all lost. We all won. Everyone won. Nope. Trying to see if chat has any ideas. Because me and Kenny tested it before the screen, it had his name, then I had my name where I could just highlight and run down the list like I've done a long time ago. But now that everybody entered, it's in a different format here. So I don't know. And I can't see. I mean, I got emails. I've got real names, but I want to copy the online names.
Again, is there anything under settings?
Let's see if I find a settings button. There's no settings button.
No, right above those. Bring it back. So I can tell you where settings is.
Okay.
You had 3 options on that white screen above that. And one of them was settings.
Here?
Yeah. What else? What kind of options? Make this in a quiz response.
For
Question defaults.
how about?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
get on settings to responses? When you go to settings, and there's responses. Does that no?
Oh, collect email. I need response editing. Allow respond editing.
Wait, manage how the form and responses are presented. Presentation. Would that have shuffle? View summary. Would summary results or results summary be how? See how it's turned off? Could that? The one below it.
Somebody's saying, go back. Wait, go back to
And
that
click
screen.
individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, no, that just shows. This show, I don't have to go through every page one at a time. I need to see them all at once. That's closer, though. That's better.
Yeah.
I can't see. I don't think I'd have to go through.
Okay,
I mean,
I got an idea. Okay, you got that print thing right there. Hit that and see if a list comes up. You know.
No.
Nope, it's just the emails.
Okay.
Summary. Okay, it was on summary. Individual, so that's close. Now, I can copy and paste 34 times like this manually, but there has to be an easier way.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
what forms are you using?
Google Doc. It's a Google Doc, yeah.
See what I can pull up.
Is that what the wheel recommended?
No, I created the form, but it's the same as I've done before. Now, earlier, like I showed you, Kenny, had my name, had your name. Link to sheets. Link, oh. Select existing. Build over bot. Create a new spreadsheet. Okay.
Ah.
All right. Thank you. Now I can just highlight the center row. I think. No, that didn't work. Let's see. It turned this. I don't know anything about spreadsheets. So I clicked on Kenny's name and put a blue box around it. So I think if I hit Control or Shift, I can highlight every box.
probably
Should be
hold
able
something
to-
down and then drag it.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's okay. I got to click on every box, and I think I can copy when I'm done. So they're all turning blue. I'm holding down my control key. Then once I
Yes.
get the sheet up, then I can cross-reference it. All right. I've never done it this way, so I appreciate the help.
You get the bill in the mail.
God only knows I try to help people, so I appreciate the help. Okay, now they're all highlighted blue. I'm going to right-click, and there should be a copy button.
Copy.
There's copy. You go to the wheel, click on the wheel, right-click, hit paste. Ta-da! It worked. Thank you very much, everybody's help. Everybody's input help.
But now,
Now
can
I
you
know.
do that?
Now I know.
You
Now
know
you
how
know
to do
what?
it
When
now?
I do this next week, how much? I'll bet you 1,000. No, I'm not going to bet anybody anything, but I bet you that next week I'm going to ask you again, what do I do? Because I will have forgot. You can say, hey, go watch your video. You already did it. Anyway, share screen.
Let's timestamp this. 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Ta-da! We got a wheel. Shuffle, shuffle. Okay, look for your name. Everybody's name is there. Now, this wheel I like. So now I feel like it's fair doing a giveaway because you can watch your name go round and round, and it ain't like there's no way that Streamyard went past everybody. Because you're always watching Streamyard and giveaways. You're always looking for your name to flash by. And then if it flashes by, it might just randomly stop before it gets to the end and not go around a second time. Okay, we're shuffling 1,000,000 times. Are we ready? Okay, I even opened up YouTube. I did not pay attention to Twitch, LOL. The shift click. Okay, this kind of, okay. Very cool. Okay, right now we're going to give away one roll of Polymaker filament to one lucky person anywhere in the world they ship to. Once you win, since I'll cross-reference your email, later on today, I contact my rep with Polymaker, Joel, actually, or Nick, and they'll send me a code. I simply say I had one winner today. They send me a link with the code. I will email you that link with that code that you enter so you get your free roll of filament. And sometimes they ship out right away. My filament took 2 days from Amazon. They said it was going to be delivered the second day, but it came the next day. So it was like 2 days, really fast. Let's roll, let's roll. Okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we go for one lucky winner. You must be present to win. And we will wait a little bit because you might have a commercial or you might be in the bathroom. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And yeah, I know I talk too much.
No.
Who's going to be? Who's going to be? Steve L.
Oh!
Steve L3D, are you in chat, my friend? Let's see if Steve's in chat. I didn't even know that Steve was here. Steve L3D. We'll give it a few.
There he is. He's right there.
Hey, here we go, Steve. Congratulations. You won one roll of Polymaker. I'll get a hold of Polymaker. I'll send you the link and the code later on today as soon as I get it. Congratulations. And every week we're going to use the wheel because I think the wheel is the best way to go. That way you see it working, you see it going around, you see all the names. I think that's the best way to do it. Congratulations.
And it's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. Congratulations. All right, let me write down that name real quick. And you know what? I don't know where my notepad is, but I'll pick up one of my bills that I pay, and I'm going to doodle on it. Oh, wow. Steve L3D, $10. Thank you very much, my friend. I've got a button for that. Thank you very much. Let me find my button. I got to hook it up to my stream deck to make this faster. Where's my button? Here it is.
Awesome. Super chat.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think the wheel name's the way to go. I don't like StreamYard. I used to use Nightbot. When I first started streaming, I used Nightbot. But Nightbot can be rigged very easily, and I don't like Nightbot. And then StreamYard, I don't think it really goes around and around that much when it shuffles names.
And my stream deck is back in the box. I never have set it up. I already know why I bought it.
It's cool to. You've got machines. Be voice and hands, and throw up some content. You might like it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you stream enough that you're comfortable on camera. I don't know.
Oh, and guess what my sister told me the other day when she came by? Oh, join Facebook group Senior Citizens RVers. I'm like, thanks.
It's like your hands are.
And I don't save anybody's information, so this doc will get deleted with everybody's name. I'm not going to email people or nothing like that. I'm not going to sell it to anybody. I'm just going to go find Steve's email on here, and I'll.
Actually, it's going to sell it to the dark web.
Yeah, wrong. Okay, there it is.
Man.
Thank you for telling me about that.
Why am I picking on Jerry Day today? I don't know why.
Okay, there it is.
Maybe because it's fun. And he's tired.
Usually when I get tired, I get kind of goofy, but I guess Mr. Diesel said I was talking a mile a minute in my video. But I put on, even though I said I was tired, I put it on the screen that I didn't get any sleep all night. I think I said apologies, I didn't get any sleep. Kenny don't. Uh-oh, where'd he go?
Hey, he left. There he is.
Who left?
Oh, okay.
See, you did. Okay. That's what I should have done to Tim last week when he kept talking too much. I should have just put him in the back, put him in timeout, put him in the back room. But anyway, yeah, he's a good guy. He just, when he gets on a roll, he just goes and goes and goes and goes. And, as you know, I interrupt people when other people are talking. I'm really good at that, but I hate doing it. Especially if you're in the middle of a story, somebody pops in the back room and I got to like, hey, Zach, wait a minute, stop. Then I got to bring them in. They come in not realizing somebody was talking, and then they start talking. Then the person that was talking is like, well, when do I get to finish? So that happens a lot. I do my best to juggle what I got.
I mean, when you have 9 people in the video, that is difficult.
Oh, yeah, Chris. When your alarm went off the video, I thought it was mine. Okay. Yeah, I set my alarm. I went to bed at like 11. I set it for 6 so I could wake up and go do some things, which didn't happen. And then I said, I didn't sleep all night. I said, okay, I'll set it for 7. Then I never went to bed. And then while I'm working on my video, my alarm goes off in the video. So anyway. Yeah. For those that came in late, let me tell you real brief. But no, I won't tell you now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Scott from Edge 3D. What is going on, Scott?
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
You just missed our giveaway. I'm using the wheel of names again for Polymaker. I was trying to figure out how.
I was down at the other end of the casa, and you're on the projection screen down there, and I seen you messing around with it. So,
oh, cool.
I missed getting Tanner, and I missed getting to watch the giveaway because I was taking the dogs out and retrieving products off the front porch and that sort of stuff. So
I've got 4 rolls of pan chroma neon, and it does not say PLA on it. So what exactly is it? Use PLA setting?
Good question. I don't know what it is, Jerry. I don't mess with the pan chroma line and stuff, so I know there's been a lot of controversy around that, and I know that you cannot stick that and PLA together. They won't stick to each other.
I've heard that, so I'll have to wait and see. I thought it was a cool picture. It's like, wow, it's neon. So I requested 4 rolls, and
yeah. I don't know what the formulation in it is. I know that long term, love it or hate it, Nick would really like to get away from the naming convention of the polymer itself in the filament lines and start using a naming convention more of what they're for and stuff like that. But I know that's a long ways off, and the industry standard is to use whatever the make or the material of the filament is, be it polylactic acid, you know, ABS, ASA, that sort of stuff. So I mean, there's a long history of the way things have always been that will take a long time to change to the way things, you know. Anyway, I know that's something that's Nick's talked about, and but other than that, I don't know much about it. And like I say, I'm not the pretty color printer guy. If it's not black or red or gray, I don't give two craps about it. You know,
Look at how tight those color changes are on that. That's some Layerworks filament from Trevor Navarre 3D.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Until I had to change, I ran out of filament and had to change colors, but came out really good.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And
I've been working on my testing machines. Actually, let me bring up a different monitor. Actually, we'll use this one down here.
He's got catnip on the back.
Didn't want that. But this is just raw video footage. I was messing around with it this morning, and
Britt mentioned on her live stream that it's not PLA, and I'm on chat. I'm like, huh? It's not? I didn't know that.
For a test drive, and we want to. Let me mute this thing so that. And switch over to that screen. Well, let me see. I don't know if the audio will come through on it or not. You'll have to let me know because I can't tell from this end.
When you share a screen, before you share it, there's a button that you can click to share audio.
Slow mode. I'm sharing my screen through OBS, not through.
Yeah, we hear it.
Okay. The load cell, and we'll start pulling this until it breaks. Obviously, we have a refresh issue with the load cell that's causing the motors to stop each time the load cell refreshes. I'm still working on that. So I'll just speed it up here, or slide it ahead, and there's like, that's 250 kilograms of force on that piece. 250 kilograms?
Where's the piece at?
It's a gray piece above the screen.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. My mouse is showing up on there, but it's this piece right here that it's pulling.
Right there. Okay.
But actually, the piece doesn't break. You'll see it starts to bow up right here. It deformed the one end, but it would not pull it in two.
Are you wearing safety glasses in the video?
Oh yeah, I had safety glasses on.
So OSHA didn't come around?
Yeah. No, you only got two eyes.
Starting to yield. Yeah, right there is where it quit. Lots of crackling. That end right here starts to really bow up.
So what got
you see it deforming in there?
What got you interested in all this testing?
What's that, Jerry?
No, Kenny.
Kenny.
What got you interested in all this testing you've been doing?
I got that Polymaker stuff to build that Death Racer for him for the launch of this Panchroma line at the Rapid, and I didn't have any data on the stuff. I didn't know. I had no idea how strong it was, anything like that, and I just decided to start testing it myself, and here we are.
I would start taking. I mean, yeah, I would be selling that information. But then again, we are. I know we are an open. I know.
I'm not interested in selling it. I'm not. It's for my use, and it's just for my knowledge. I've tried sharing that information on a Discord channel, but I thought printer groups were toxic people, but you start talking about filament and filament testing and what makes up filament and stuff like that, buddy, let me tell you, that takes toxic to a whole new level. Hang on just a second. I don't know, I didn't show it last week, I don't think. Hold on, because I was still doing it. Hold on.
DeWitt 3D Tim, everybody.
Hey guys.
Hey.
What's going on?
Guys. Hey, not much. How are you guys doing?
Let me throw you up on a big screen. How's Barbie coming along?
Oh, she's coming along good actually now. We made a major breakthrough last Sunday. I realized I did a really stupid thing, and once I fixed that stupid thing, I could continue working on her. So yeah.
Nice. I have never heard of a control board that had 2 power ports on it. When you hook up power to the board, I figured you plug in your steppers and they work. I didn't know you had to power them, and I don't think you did either. That's why you overlooked it.
Exactly. I mean, but at the same time, it does mention in the instructions for building the Trident that you run the power to that one plug that powers the steppers.
Who reads instructions?
Exactly, right? Right.
I look at pictures, and then if I can't figure it out, then I read a little. Yeah, let's go back to Scott here.
So, getting ready to do a video on this, and I'll publish it, but this is to show the effects of annealing on different materials.
Oh, wow.
And it's in no way, shape, or form to be confused with a heat deflection test, because number one, as a hobbyist, at a hobbyist grade or hobbyist level, we don't have the ability to do heat deflection testing. That takes a VICAT machine. It takes a very specific size sample. It has to be mounted into a fixture that's got sensors on it, and this descends into heated mineral oil, and it heats the mineral oil at a specific time and everything else, and that's heat deflection testing. At a hobbyist grade level, we just don't have the ability to do that. But the subject of annealing, and this right here is an absolute perfect example. So these 4 pieces, the 2 here were never annealed, and these 2 here were annealed. Now, the first time I did this, the weights I used were 200-gram weights, so that was way too heavy. So I've switched to these type of weights where I can adjust them, and I've got them set at 50 grams. Now, the PET carbon fiber, it failed at 80 degrees, which was the lowest temperature I started at. I mean, it already drooped all the way down. But I've taken this all the way to 185 degrees, taking it in 10-degree increments. Well, it's 5-degree increments to a certain point, and then I started stepping it up 10. But this was the final at setting in a lab oven at 185 degrees Celsius, and you can see the PPS carbon fiber, the amount of deflection on it versus the PET or PPS carbon fiber unannealed, the amount of deflection on it.
Was that an immediate reaction, or was that over time? Because I'm assuming that the longer it sits there, the more it might sag, right?
Well, I mean, at some point I have to cut the oven off and just call the test done.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, I could have left it in there for a week at that temperature, but it's also a pretty good size.
I assume you took it out on the counter, then you hung weights on it after it cooled down.
No. I set this all up, and the weights are hung on it, and I put it into a cold oven, and then I bring the oven up to, like I say, I started this test at 80 degrees. So this goes into the oven. The weights are already hung on everything. It goes into the oven, brings it up to 80 degrees, and I let it come up to 80 degrees, and I give it 1 hour at 80 degrees. And then every half hour after that, I upped it by 5 degrees till I got, I believe it was 105 or 115. I don't have my notes in here with me. Then I started jumping at 10 degrees every half hour. And this mainly is just to show the effect annealing has on different materials, because PPS carbon fiber at 185 degrees, yes, it's deformed. I mean, there's no, it's deformed. But this is PPS carbon fiber that was never annealed at 185 degrees, and you can see the difference in the two here.
Oh, wow.
PET carbon fiber that was annealed, we'll flip it around this way. That was at 185 degrees. And then the one that's hanging down here, like, I'm not even going to go there because it's a family show. That one, that's PET carbon fiber that wasn't annealed. Obviously, at 80 degrees, it just failed completely. And it was done.
Okay.
But so the whole idea of this is just to demonstrate, because so the very first time I printed with, where's it at? The thing that annoys everybody, but I'm never getting rid of it. This. The very first time I printed this and showed it, all these people that are way smarter than me are jumping. Oh, you have to anneal it. You have to anneal it.
Around juice heart.
Why do I have to anneal it? Well, I wanted to know what the effect of annealing actually does, and so that's why I did this. And it's quite obvious. I mean, at 185 degrees, the PPS did deform some, and it's stayed there. I mean, if I take the hook off, it really doesn't move that into that more than about 2 millimeters. So, it's permanently deformed, but this is 185 degrees.
Yeah.
Will the inside of our printers that we build here on our workbenches, or as the Voron people say, our spaceships that we build with garden tools, will they hit 185 degrees in the chamber? They will, but the fire department's probably already tearing a hole in your roof and starting to spray water on everything at that point.
Yeah.
Realistically, no, we'll never hit those kind of chamber temperatures. So that was the whole point of that test there. And I've got a whole bunch more materials printed out. I've got ASA and ABS that's Polymaker, and I've got some Keen Village KVP ABS. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to figure out what temperature to anneal this at, because if I throw it in the oven at 125 degrees Celsius, like I annealed those at, I'll just have puddles of red stuff. So just some experimentation on that to figure out, number one, on ABS, what temperature can it be annealed at without it totally deforming and destroying it? And number two, after it's annealed and put back in there with the weights hanging on these, at what temperature do they give out, and does annealed versus unannealed with this type of material matter? Obviously with poly, whatever the hell PPS is. It's not polypropylene, it's polyphenylene sulfate or something like that. With that and PET, the proof is in the pudding. It doesn't lie. Annealing does help with the temperature ability for something to keep its shape. I mean, it's right there to see. So going to continue some experimenting with that. It won't be till after Earth. I've run out of time. Number one, my lab oven is real busy right now because it has an entire Voron V2.4 worth of parts in it being annealed. They'll finish up around midnight tonight, and I've got to get that printer built. I've got to get this new tensile tester finished up, and I've got an issue with it. Uses the same data path to update the load cell as it uses to send the signal to the stepper drivers. So if you were listening, when it was running, it was going deet, 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 deet. That's the stepper starting and stopping.
Take care, Sergio.
It's what process are you using to anneal the Voron parts? I have a lab oven. and I put all the parts in the lab oven. I brought it up to 80 degrees and allowed it to heat soak for 2 hours at 80 degrees. And then over the next hour, I increased it to 125 degrees, and it will soak at 125 degrees for 16 hours. And then the oven will cut off, and it's very well insulated, and it will stay in there until it returns to ambient temperature, which, you know, cutting off at midnight and it's out in an uninsulated building. It's supposed to be down in the 60s here tonight. It'll probably take it 3-4 hours to cool down to ambient. But yeah, that's the process. Is
how big is the oven? Like a standard household oven big?
Well, it's a standard lab oven big.
Bigger than like a couple of microwaves stacked on top of each other?
It's about the size of two Voron 2.4 350 sitting next to each other.
Okay.
So, volume wise, I'd say it's somewhere around 350 by 350 by 400 is the actual interior box of the oven itself.
And perfect woodcraft. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Labor Day weekend here in America.
Here too.
What material did you use? For the Voron, everything that's on the gantry that moves is in PPS carbon fiber, and everything else on the printer is PET carbon fiber with some accent parts in PA6 glass fiber nylon. And the reason I chose that is because it prints out, it comes out a gray color. In fact, this right here, I don't know how well the camera's picking up the color because the lighting in here is shit for this camera.
I see light gray.
Yeah,
it comes out a gray color. So that's why I chose to go with the PA6 nylon glass fiber for an accent color. So there's some accent parts on the printer that'll be in that. But like I say, if it's on the gantry and it moves, it's PPS carbon fiber. So the entire tool head, even this shell here, this is just printed to print stuff. Everything on it that moves is in PPS carbon fiber, and everything else on the entire printer that's doesn't move, like the skirt and the Z drives and all that, that's all done in PET carbon fiber.
All right.
Like I say, all those parts are out there annealing right now. I started them overnight last night, and I believe they'll finish, I think, around midnight tonight's when the oven will cut off.
All right.
So,
Tim, D3D Canada, how you been, buddy? What's up? What are you up to?
Oh, not a whole lot. It's funny you're talking about that. So I should be annealing these parts. These I ran in PET carbon fiber, the fiber on. So you're saying I should be annealing these parts to strengthen them, is what you're telling me?
well, Tim, I don't know. I wouldn't say you need to anneal them for the strengthening aspect of it, but if they're going to be in an environment where they're going to be exposed to any heat.
No, they're not. No.
Yeah. Because this is, I haven't done any test where I test other than just the hooks that you've seen me break so many times on the original tester.
Right.
I've done these tests with them with annealed and unannealed, and it really doesn't make a big difference on layer adhesion. It does increase the strength a little bit on the hooks that are printed like this, so it's actually testing the material breaking. But I'm hesitant to say yes, you need to anneal them, or no, you don't need to anneal them, because I just haven't done enough testing.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on the use.
Where they're exposed to heat, then right here tells you, you need to anneal them, because this is PET. And I mean, it just at 80 degrees, it was like seeing Taylor Swift take her top off. It just fell.
I got some carbon fiber PLA from Bamboo Labs that I got a long time ago. I printed 2 mounts for my VR gear hanging on the wall. The 2 posts that come straight out, when I hung the headgear around it, which is like a hat, it basically over time kind of sucked them in on each other. They didn't stay straight.
So this right here is Polymaker carbon fiber PLA. I just printed this morning. This is actually my electronics enclosure that I designed for my tester. It's got my 24-volt power supply in there. It's got a buck converter to drop down to 3.3 volts for the Arduino power input, and then I still got more design work to do on this to get it finished up. So
I like those buck converters with a screen where you can see it. You don't have to get out your meter and change it with a set screw.
So here's the thing on these, Jerry. That screen is great. Okay. That screen is not calibrated when you get one of these buck converters. What that screen tells you is coming out of this end and what's actually coming out of that end, they could be off by as much as 100%. It could tell you that you're getting 3 volts and it's actually putting out 6. There is actually a process with these to calibrate them. So you really need to take a multimeter when you first hook these up, and especially if you're going to use them on something like a Arduino or Raspberry Pi or something like that that can be damaged by over voltage, or the inverse of that can not function correctly due to under voltage, because the screen will be telling you you're putting 3.3 volts to it and you're actually putting 2.6 or you're putting 5.1, you know. Okay. They do need to be calibrated.
All right, thank you.
The screen's great, but you can't trust it. You've got to calibrate them first, or just use your multimeter and set, you know, because there's I've got another one laying here on the desk. I can't find it. There's a tiny potentiometer in there, that little blue. It's got a little tiny screw on the top of it. That's where you adjust your voltage.
Okay.
So, but and you got to use a pretty substantial buck converter. The little tiny buck converters that are about this big, if you try to run an Arduino Nano, if that's the only thing you're running is just the Arduino itself, especially a Nano, it'll provide enough current as long as you're not trying to power any LED lights or use the feed off of it for a potentiometer or anything like that. You'll be fine with those. But when you start to try to run Raspberry Pis, Arduino Megas, Arduino Unos, anything that draws more power, or if you have more stuff on your breadboard that's pulling power, be it LED lights or potentiometers, if you're using the 5-volt rail to generate your signal on your potentiometer, you need a more robust buck converter.
I wired one time backwards and had blue smoke, so one time I smoked one. I hooked it up backwards in accident and poof.
Yeah, and the thing about most of these are, like these LED displays and stuff like that, and the little OLED displays and the bigger LCD displays that I like, the one I'm using over there on the tester, you only have to hit those with reverse power one time, that quick, and they're done. You toss them in the garbage can. So you have to be careful, and trust me, when you're playing around with breadboards and you're poking pins in there to put voltage to rails, you want to double check everything before you hit the power switch, because you get them flipped around backwards, you hit the power switch, everything that's connected to that rail is wiped out, and you just garbage can it. There's nothing you can do with them. Well, you can. If you have a resolder station or rework station, and you have all the equipment, yeah. So,
is that Scott? Is that a ask me how I know?
Dude, I've got a garbage can here next to the desk. It's clear full of these things. So here's
so that's an ask me how I know. Okay.
It says oops on the side of the trash.
Here's the completed tester. I am switching to a different I've got 4988 steppers on here, drivers. I'm switching those to 2208s just because they're quieter. And these are 19-to-1 gearboxes on these steppers, which for my testing I'm going to do here at home, these are perfect. But Polymaker has asked me to bring this to Rep Rap festivals and allow other people to print stuff and bring it in there. And it's just too slow for what I would call a bar trick, because the data that's going to be gained from that is really not going to be. People don't want to stand around there as long as it takes this thing to get to actually break, because it moves incredibly slow. But that's part of the testing procedure. So
when it breaks, how far does the part usually fly?
How far do they usually fly?
Yeah.
Well, PETG and PET and PPS carbon fiber explode and disappear. The pieces are just gone.
So you might have to put that in an enclosure at a show with people walking around.
It's going to be in an enclosure.
Yeah.
Don't worry. All the enclosure is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Does it let a bang or anything?
Just depends on the material. Okay. Some materials like the PPS carbon fiber makes a hell of a bang when it goes. Nylons don't necessarily explode. In fact, it didn't even break. It actually curled this end like that and delaminated it. And so it just kept pulling and pulling, and I started hearing crackling noises, and I got to watch, and this end right here just kept curling further and further. And then at that point, it wasn't loading anymore. It was pulling this through this piece right here. It was just pulling it through there, and it was just rolling it up. So I just stopped the test. But there's more to come on that machine. I'm adding a linear encoder to it. So as I load the part and I bring it up to where it starts to load on the cell, then I will stop it and I will hit the tear button, and that will reset the cell to 0, and it'll reset the linear encoder to 0. And then the linear encoder will actually measure the amount of movement. So you'll be able to see how far it moves with each step up and load on it, and be able to, basically create graphs that, it didn't move as the load went up and then all of a sudden it broke, or it started to yield right away. But again, not something's going to happen before Earth, because, designing it and getting the parts put together on the deal, machining all the pieces for it and stuff like that, obviously it doesn't take me very long. I mean, you see, I just started machining this stuff a week ago yesterday or day before yesterday, and I've been playing with it for a few days now. It's the coding. It's getting all the code to work, and that's the issue I'm having right now, is the data stream that tells the steppers to move is also the same data stream on that Arduino that's receiving the signal from the amplifier for the load cell. So as the load cell is seeing greater changes, it's sending a bigger data packet to the Arduino. Well, each time it fires a data packet to the Arduino, that stops the data packet going to the steppers. So when I'm running it, you could hear it in there. It's going dee 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 dee. That's each cycle of the data going back from the load cell that's causing that. And there's Arduinos just aren't powerful enough to handle multiple data cells. My Python skills are crap, so doing it on a Raspberry Pi would be an exercise in frustration, trying to get that done in time for Earth. So the other solution to that is setting it up with a second Arduino just to do the data processing on the load cell, and then have one Arduino to run the steppers and all that, and one Arduino to do the processing on the load cell. But then I can't have everything on one neat little screen unless I send data from one Arduino over to the other one for it to process to put on the screen. So anyway, we'll see how it ends up.
Tim Dewitt, Canada, I got a question. You have you got Panchroma, right?
I have Panchroma and Fiberon, yes.
I've got 4 rolls of neon. Have you printed with any of the Panchroma? And what do you think it is? PLA, or what temperatures are you using? What do you think about it? Because I haven't opened it up, but I hear it's not PLA. It's a mystery filament.
Yeah, well, it's a from what I understand, and I read some data sheets, it's a formula it's not quite the same as PLA, but it's a reformulated material that prints pretty much same as PLA, same temperatures, everything. So,
okay,
yeah, but I haven't printed with it yet. I haven't had a chance. I'm right now I'm playing with the Fiberon, and my next one is going to be the PPS CF10 that I'm going to try printing a few parts out of and see how they work. So, yeah.
All right.
PPS CF10, you want to print it up at the higher end of the temperature range.
Okay.
So, yeah, get up around the 343. It'll print at 330. In fact, it'll print at 300. But I'll be honest with you, if you print it at 300, when it comes off the printer, here we go.
Yeah. So this is the Panachronic Starlight Mars here.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Turning at an angle, is that all flat, or is it like a poker chip? Is it inset?
This part ain't inset, but this is.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, nice.
So this is merged with an Overture. Actually, I just got this material in like 10 minutes ago with more of this stuff. They're silk, the Panachronic Starlight, and the Mauer Hackers build series.
Yeah, Overture makes nice filament. I've used it before.
Yeah,
did you design that coin?
Yep.
Great job.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I did 4 different color variations of it, which I don't have the one printed out yet. Where did that come from? But yeah, so This is our box so far.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm bringing this to Earth, so I'm hopefully get this along with my playing card deck that I am designing and printing. Hopefully that all works out, and I can have a playing card deck with these chips. You know, like
I'll be right back. Keep going, guys.
Well, Tim, I won't be on the big screen, but right here, if you print that at low temperature, this is what you get for layer adhesion on it. It just snaps right into.
Okay.
See that? There's no layer adhesion there whatsoever.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we'll print towards the range that it specifies is 310 to 350. So we'll print up around.
I think it's 320 to 350, isn't it?
Just on the package here, it says 310 to 350 printing temp. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want to print towards the higher end of that.
340, 350. Yeah.
I printed a bunch of stuff at 320 and 330, and it had decent layer adhesion. But when you get down to 300, it's just the layer adhesion is gone. It's
I'll
not
keep it above 320 then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the cards I'm printing, I'm going to try to use this holographic transfer sheet, or 3D effect sheet, how Bamboo calls it, with the cards. Has anyone used these before? Because I have had horrible adhesion.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only ever used one, and it was a friend gave it to me. I'm not sure what brand it was, and it worked well without any adhesion assistance. So I think it just depends on who makes them.
Because I know, like, adhesion of this is absolutely trash, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get this working.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a bamboo. This is where's my other camera? This is one that a friend gave me, and I've had no problem with adhesion on this one so far. And just cleaning with soap and water.
This is the exact same texture as that one.
Is it? What's on the back side of that?
Oh, this is the Starry.
Oh, okay, and this just yeah, and this I think is just a no-name. I'm not even sure where he got it, but yeah, and I can feel the texture with my fingers actually a little bit.
Yeah, I can with this one as well. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get bed adhesion on this one with my cards, because I'm trying to 3D print the cards so they have this texture on. You know, because a fully 3D printed deck, who's going to have that at Earth?
Yeah.
Or 3D Printopia. This guy wants to do that.
Of course. I mean, you could probably use an adhesive. Like I use this 3D lac all the time, and it's clear. And I use this whenever I want to get good adhesion. I think you guys have. I don't know if you've seen this stuff before. 3D lac.
I've heard of it.
But that stuff works extremely well. I use that on anything that I want to get definite good adhesion to. And the only thing you may have to do is take the heat gun to it after, because it does leave a little bit of a white film, but that comes off with heat easily. So, but that may be one option to do to get it to stick to that bed.
So what's new up in Canada, my friend?
Not a whole lot. Back to school was Thursday for the kids. You know, I tried the high speed Pet G from Bamboo for the first time, and it prints beautifully. So
you're at work 5 days a week, like 9 to 5 or something, and then you come home and tinker in the basement, or not that much?
Yeah.
Or
no, I work 5 days a week. We lost a staff member of 18 years. She quit to go back to school, so there's just two of us running the show at the office now. So I'm working harder than I'm used to. And then I come home and have dinner with the family a little bit. And if we have no plans that night, I'll come down and do a bit of tinkering. Depending on how my day went, I just want to relax and do nothing. So
how old is your boy now?
He's 8. He's going to be 9 in February.
Well, is he interested in 3D printing yet? Maybe he gets a little bit older, you start teaching him stuff.
Maybe as he gets older, he will. Right now, he's into gaming big time, right? Like like most 8-year-olds, he's into gaming.
My grandkids have no interest in anything that I do. Otherwise, I could hook them up at Christmas time or something. But
yeah,
I'm fortunate. My grandkids love 3D printed stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, as far as 3D printers, when you can get a Bamboo Labs printer for a little over $200, I mean, that's almost Christmas present money there for somebody.
My oldest, she's interested in flying now. She's decided she wants to be a pilot. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we had the 3D printing pilot on that one week when they were talking about that plane that went down. The one overseas where just kind of twirled all the way to the ground.
The Dash 8 that they got into a flat spin and drove it into the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way they could possibly pull out of that, maybe and glide it, or it's just too heavy and it wasn't moving fast enough.
I really don't want to comment on it, Jerry, because I don't know enough about it.
Okay.
It's that's one of the things that I do is I do unusual attitude recovery training for airline pilots or people that are going into the airline that are working on getting their ATP rating and for one airline in specific overseas, but they send their pilots over here for training, and part of their required training by the airline, not by any governmental agency or anything like that, but the airline themselves require that they go out and they do a total of 4 hours of unusual attitude recovery training, and that is part of the stuff that I do with them. Is I put them into a flat spin, and then they have to recover by using only instruments. I don't know if that Dash 8 was in the clouds when it went into that spin and vertigo took over and the pilots tried to fly by their inner ear instead of flying by their instruments, and instead of correcting it made it worse. I don't know if there was some kind of a failure of something on the aircraft itself that induced that. You know, there's so many variables there. I've seen all the YouTube people jumping online. I mean, some of them were on there. I'm sorry, but some of them were on there within 2 hours after the video first surfaced of that crash, giving their expert opinions on it. They have no more expert opinion on what happened than the guy standing there holding the camera that never seen a goddamn airplane up close. So, you know, it was all to generate clicks is all it was. And I don't know enough about the accident to have any understanding of what happened at this point. Was it pilot related? Was it environment related? Was it aircraft related? Or was it a combination of multiple things? Which typically it's not just one thing that causes a crash. There's several things that have to happen in order for things to go wrong to lead to a crash. And what were all those things? What got them into that situation? What prevented them from recovering from that situation? And you know, it's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say. I go up and fly around and do aerobatics all the time. So for me, it's not hard to recognize the situation a plane's in and know via muscle memory how to recover from that. But that's not normal. That's not what people normally do. Flying planes outside of the normal envelope of 30 degrees bank and 10, 15 degrees nose up and nose down, flying outside of that is not normal. That's not what people do on a daily basis. So when, excuse my French, but when the fecal matter hits the air handler, they don't know what to do. And if it's how it happened and what caused it, you know, I'm going to wait to pass judgment on that until I see what the official reports say. You know, did something break on the airplane? Did something break on a rudder actuator and it put the rudder hard over to one side?
Yeah, and there's no way they can try to go the opposite direction because they lost control. Well,
I mean, to a certain extent, I mean, it all just depends, and it's a terrible tragedy. You know, and it's like every rule in aviation is written in blood. It's sad to say that, but that's the reality of it. Every single rule in aviation is written in blood. In other words, somebody had to die for them to come up with a rule or a regulation, and that's the reality of aviation. It's always been that way. It always will be. Simulations and that can only take you so far. You know, it's like Boeing with their 737 MAX. Has a very, very powerful computer on it, and some airlines chose not to train their pilots on what this computer does and to know what to do in the event of this. Basically, the pilots weren't properly trained. Should Boeing have pushed the issue more with the airlines operating that aircraft? Probably. But it's, you know, as far as the Dash 8 that went down, it's hard to say on that one what happened. It's just a tragedy that people lost their lives in it. So, I've been in the aviation business. So, I mean, I was flying airplanes before I was driving cars. So I've lost a lot of good friends over the years. And some of them have been to pilot errors. Some of them have been to aircraft malfunctions. And, it's a terrible thing. And it's especially terrible when it's a passenger aircraft full of people and one innocent person losing their life is one too many, but you start to multiply that by magnitudes with how many people's on there.
That, in my opinion, I don't know about parachutes, but from what I know about small planes, in my opinion, that plane wasn't that big, but the 3D printing pilot from Vegas, when he was on here, he said that plane was way too big to have an emergency parachute on it.
It'd take a parachute big enough for that size of aircraft you wouldn't be able to haul any passengers because the parachute would take up all the usable weight of the aircraft trying to tote the parachute around. So
and then time for it to open, break the fall, etc., etc.
Yeah. Now, I've never actually flown as a test pilot, but I have friends that fly as test pilots. We have Beechcraft and Cessna here in Wichita, Kansas, which is all now under one roof, which is Textron, which used to be Raytheon, blah, 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 blah. I have friends that are test pilots for Cessna Citation, and they actually have spin recovery chutes on some of they're equipped with spin recovery chutes, and it's not a parachute to bring the plane to the ground. Okay. It's a small parachute that they eject out of the tail that basically if a plane is in a spin, it's to break the rotation. When you're in a spin, you're in a nose down attitude anyway, and the plane is basically stopped flying. And the best way I can describe it, you've seen those what is it? Is it a maple tree that has the little helicopters that come down?
Oh,
it's the little helicopter seeds.
I know what you mean.
You toss them up and they do this all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
That's essentially what that plane is doing, and what I could see in that video. That plane was in a flat spin. Is the plane is basically level and spinning down. A regular spin, it's nose down and spinning down, and it was hard to tell from that video if they were in a flat spin or a nose down spin. A nose down spin, a spin recovery chute will not help you recover from. But a flat spin is a whole lot more harder to recover from, takes a whole lot more altitude, and a spin recovery chute will stop that rotation so that you can then basically put the plane into a stalled state and let the nose drop and build up airspeed so you can fly away. But again, is it necessary to spend the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to equip every airplane with a spin recovery chute for the one time in 100 years that an aircraft goes into a true flat spin, and they have to use that chute?
And every so many years you'd have to replace them if they're out of warranty or something. Yeah.
Well, everything on an aircraft has a lifespan on it. Well, supposedly everything does, but look at the DC-3s that are still working to this day, and and the B-52 bombers. People don't realize how old the B-52 bomber fleet is. And if you ever see one on the ground and you look at them up close, the skins on the side of the fuselage look like a wrinkled pop can. But they still fly.
But they work.
They still serve their purpose. So, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into that. And like I say, I'm not a accident investigator, and I don't want to pass any kind of judgment as far as to what happens, because albeit the chance of some family member of somebody on that aircraft ever seeing this stream is probably the same as me getting the winning mega Millions lottery numbers. The chance is always still out there, and out of respect for the families of the people that perished on that aircraft, I don't want to pass an opinion on it because I'm not a person to do that. I don't have the knowledge to do that. Let's let the experts do their work, and we'll find out in a year or two what actually happened.
Tim, tomorrow afternoon, what's your stream going to be about?
Barbie. I'm going to actually, I'm using sensorless homing on her. I actually, Steve Bilge was on my stream last Sunday a fair bit, and he was a great help in basically teaching me how to do sensorless homing. And I tuned the X and Y sensorless homing. It worked great. I'm having an issue with Z for some reason, so we're going to try and get the Z working so that I can do all that. Then we're going to hook up and test the probe, and if all goes well, knocking on wood here, I'll be able to start pushing plastic, I hope.
So are you doing sensorless on the Z on that as well, Tim?
No, well, the Z has a probe, but I haven't hooked the probe up yet, but I can't get the Z to move at all.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Well, I can get it to move, but I can't get it to move when I click home. Maybe it's because I don't have the probe hooked up yet that it won't try to home itself.
Well, is the probe set up as a normally open or normally closed, and is it expecting to see that probe closed and it's not hooked up, so it's sensing it as open?
That's what I'm thinking exactly, because the probe in its resting position is closed, and then it opens when it's triggered, and that's what was my thought process, that it probably needs to be hooked up to the board and recognize, hey, the probe is here and closed, now I can move. So
I'll bet that's what it is. It thinks the probe is already activated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just need to. It's going to be a 3-wire plug, although there's only 2 wires coming from the probe. I just have to figure out which wire is going where, and yeah, it shouldn't be a big issue to fix. So that's the goal for tomorrow's stream. Yeah.
What time are you streaming?
5 o'clock Mountain Standard.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's usually just after Steve finishes up his Sunday stream.
Yeah, he ran a short stream today for his Saturday stream. He built a new blaster and then punched a really good hole in the garage door, which caused April to come to the garage, and the stream ended pretty soon after that.
Seriously? I'd missed that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he built a new blaster today, and he shot it at the garage door. And,
oh no! He broke his garage door.
Well, he's already got one embedded in the garage door from a stream of a couple of months back, but Lord. It's only embedded in the garage door a little ways. So this new blaster, he shot a different panel on the garage door, and it's embedded the full length of the dart.
Oh,
it's and then right after he did that, and he's standing there going, just with this blank stare on his face, April comes into the garage.
Oh man!
So I think he had some splaining to do when he got off stream.
I got to watch that. I got to rewatch that.
And he's got 2 new cats. He's got 2 new kittens.
Oh, does he? Oh, good. That's awesome.
So it was a year ago next month at Earth when he lost Charlie.
Wow.
He was actually in my car with me when he got that phone call, and so he's been a year without, and he got 2 new kittens Monday.
Oh,
they made their first appearance on stream Tuesday, and today they were in the studio playing and up on the bench and stuff, and we have the old Steve back. He's
what did he name them?
Oscar is the orange one, and I can't remember the name on the black one now.
Wow.
So he got an orange tabby, and then one's pure black.
Oh wow.
Who's this?
Somebody in Felix and Oscar. Yeah, I was going to say somebody on the stream here watching will know the names.
Felix and Oscar. Oh, that's so cool.
So part of the Oscar is actually where he adopted them from. They had already named that cat Tango, and he went with Oscar, but phonetic alphabet. Charlie,
yes,
Oscar,
yes.
Tango. So,
Have you ever printed a filament rewinder?
What's that?
Have you ever printed a filament rewinder? I have one I printed that goes on my cordless drill. When I tried taking a 5K spool, a big giant Texas spool, putting it on a small one on a drill, and I'm trying to guide it with my finger, that doesn't work very well. I'm not uniformly going back and forth, and it's kind of a mess. So I think I should print me something that will. I don't know if something I can print that'll guide it and make it look.
I printed one right after the bamboos came out, and everybody was complaining about the cardboard spools. I printed one. I'll be real honest with you, Jerry. I never used it once. That bamboo right there, that AMS on top of there, has probably 3,000 hours of nothing but Polymaker cardboard spools in it. And the only time I ever have issues is if I get a spool that's got a really bad dent in the rim.
Yes.
Yeah. When my spools get light on anything, they jump in it, so I got to weight them down. I've got a thing that holds desiccant, and I screw it in both sides, and it weights it down. If that don't work, I grab a Craftsman socket and set inside it and let it roll with it to hold it down.
So like this one right here, it's got a pretty bad dent in it right here, so it wouldn't rewind at that point. It would just hang up there. So I've got these printed pieces that I throw on them, but that's just on the ones that have got a really bad dent. Like, here's one that was way over vacuumed, and you can see how that lip is all smashed to crap right there.
Yeah,
that won't work in the AMS. So I just throw these printed plastic pieces on there, and it works fine. I've never had a problem even with them getting light. And rewinding, knock on wood. Now, I have had one failure on that AMS, and it was this piece right here. Something in it failed.
I had one go bad when I first got my printer, and they sent me a new one.
Yeah, this one went bad. I don't know what it was in there. Anyway, and all I did was replace that, and it's worked fine ever since. But like I say, I printed one out right at the very beginning, and because everybody was saying you can't run cardboard spools in them, so I have my stack of spools that came with my AMS up there in the closet that have never had a single inch of filament on them, and I was going to re-spool all this stuff, and I started using cardboard spools in there, and I've not had issues. So
my cardboard.
You won't have issues, or somebody else won't have issues, but I have not had issues. That's cool.
I run cardboard spools, and they're fine as long as they're not dented real bad. They rotate.
Question: Who is? Because I tried to ask earlier, but I guess nobody heard me. Who is that 3AD or the creator guys we're talking about with the cats?
Oh, Steve Builds.
Sam.
Steve
Steve Builds.
What's the channel? Oh, Steve Builds.
Steve Builds.
BUILDS.
He has a white beard.
Okay.
He's
the one that designed the Voron Trident.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's part of the Voron team, and he designed the Voron Trident, and he does a lot of R&D stuff for Voron. But he live streams every Sunday.
That's nice, Zach.
But then for the last several months, he's been also streaming on Tuesday nights, and then once a month he does a member-only stream on Saturdays. And then he had a couple more streams this week. I think he had Pooch at his house, and they were live streaming. So
yeah, I've seen that.
So the garage thing, that might be a members only. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's a members only right now. Now I think next month when the new members only stream comes out, then he'll make it public.
Yeah, because that would be cool to see the live reaction after.
You don't see her on the camera. You just see Steve look over there, and here's like, oh, April just came out here.
Take care, Pete. Have a great weekend.
I would never shoot anything in my garage door, man. No way.
But yeah, he's and Steve is one of the most down to earth, he's just a salt of the earth guy.
He is great.
Very cool. He hasn't met anybody on a stream or at an event that's not a good friend, and he's extremely approachable and extremely knowledgeable, and very, very meticulous with the stuff that he builds. When he builds something, it's built right. So if you use his streams as a guide to something you're trying to build, or you get hung up on something, he does phenomenal work. But essentially, he just builds stuff, mostly printers, but sometimes blasters, and he doesn't really do printer reviews or anything like that. He's done a couple of unboxings over the years of already pre-built printers, but for the most part, he's not into that stuff. He builds custom printers. He's been working on a black box that's got 5 tool heads, I think, and stuff like that. So
he also unbuilds.
Yeah, he unbuilds. He's got an unbuilt Trident that he tried to ship last year or 2 years ago, and UPS dropped it off the truck somewhere in Utah.
Looking good, Zach.
Oh, wow.
You're muted, but that's looking good. Very goth.
Yeah, Jerry, you're not the only one that builds big shit now.
Yeah, I don't do that much big, really, but I mean, compared to bunchies and little tiny things like that, but I've done a lot of heads throughout the years, Star Wars heads and stuff like that, but they're not wearable. And I've sold a few. The Ghostbuster car that's 3 foot long, I never finished it. I wound up selling it. It sat for 2 years, and I sold it on Etsy. And then the guy that bought it, I'm pretty sure he sent me a picture. It had to be that car. He painted it to look like a hearse. And I had it already look like a Ghostbuster car, and the rack on the top was painted. The car was white. It wasn't finished. It needed to be finished, but when he sent me the picture, it didn't even look like the same car. So I was polite, and I said it looked really good, But that ain't what I was saying.
I can't wait till I get the smoke machine inside this thing.
Amazon, buddy. Or go get some dry ice. I'm not sure what grocery store sells it, but
there's the smoke machine right there. Look at the screen.
Well, it's the one I'm looking at is uses like a essential oil and makes a low bearing fog that will drip out of the lantern itself.
I've used my vape pipe or cigarette when I used to smoke. Well, not cigarettes, but my vape pipe and pictures I was taking different 3D prints, and I want a smoke scene. I'll blow vape on it and go click.
Yeah, I have a smoke machine in the other room, but I remember I bought it to do one video and have never turned it on since. I think it was a dragster video.
Did it set off your smoke detectors?
No.
Okay.
No, I have the smoke detectors. Well, here, Jerry, let's do this.
Different kind of smoke.
There's the smoke detector. See the smoke detector? See the wire sticking out of the ceiling where the smoke detector is supposed to go?
Yeah.
That looks like my house.
It hasn't happened in a long time. The batteries must be dead, but occasionally in my house, you'll hear that chirp, and you don't know where the hell it's coming from. You walk around the house and hear which one's chirping. As a matter of fact, I haven't heard in a long time, so I don't know. Maybe they're not working.
So I had that happen here about 6 months ago. And between the carbon monoxide detectors, the smoke detectors, these detectors, and that detectors, I couldn't figure out which one it was. So every single one of them went into the blue bin that goes out to the street once a week, and the truck comes and takes away.
Yeah.
So
when I bought the house,
I have one smoke detector. It's right outside of my master bedroom door, and it's not connected into the 110 volt wiring like these were, anything like that. So when it chirps, I know that it needs a battery. And outside of that, that's the only one I have in the house.
The vent on my stove, believe it or not, does not exhaust outside. It blows it right back in your face. it's got that stupid metal grate, and then right above it's a fan with vent holes. So whatever you try to exhaust out, it's just filtering it and blowing it right back in the room.
Yeah, and that's such a crappy design, and that's the way most houses are. They put those. All it does is it runs it through the grease collector, and blows it right back out.
And that's stupid. If you had anything smoking, because there's room in a column. I got vaulted ceilings with like pot shelves in my kitchen where you can put plants up there that collect dust. You got to take them down every year and use a garden hose to clean them. There's a wall, a column where they could have ran it up out the side wall. But
mine's all the way to the roof because when we remodeled the kitchen, I insisted.
Oh yeah.
I'm fortunate. Mine vents outside, but mine's powerful enough. If you got it set on high, you go to try to open like the front door here.
The suction,
it creates such a suction on the house that it jams the striker. You can't hardly get the door open.
Man.
I'm told I have to buy a air exchanger unit, whatever the hell that is, where it vents air out and it brings fresh air in, and it uses some kind of exchanger in there to condition the air before it comes in so that I don't wind up with a negative pressure in the house. And the guy was telling me all about it, and then he told me the dollar amount on it. I said, I can open the damn window. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. It's like I've had people tell me, a friend of mine lives here in town also. He's telling me how cheap his power bill is. And I said, yeah, but how much did it cost to put solar on your house? 15 or 20 grand. So sure, you're saving a lot of money and you'll recoup it. But if you roll it into a loan, then it's like it's paid for. But, it's still a lot of initial money up front.
You'll never recoup your investment on solar, Jerry. I'm sorry. Not in today's day and age.
Every time they come to my gate, thank you, have a good day, and I'm not interested.
You might hit a break-even point with it before you have to start replacing panels and stuff like that. But the lifespan of the batteries and the cost of the batteries, because you can't just run solar direct to a panel. It's got to feed into something. You don't have to have batteries, but it's not as effective without them. But the lifespan of the panels, most of unless you go and buy the panels yourself bulk and you do the installation yourself and stuff, if you try to pay one of these solar companies that goes door to door, 99% of the people will never even hit the break-even point, let alone ever get money ahead by installing it. They sell you a bill of goods. They don't tell you what it costs to actually maintain it over time. So,
hey Kenny, don't you have solar?
So why you put me on this? Yes, I do. And Scott's
it's
right.
It's got to be entertaining.
Okay. Scott's right on some things. Other things, okay. I have one of my previous jobs. I did work for Helix Electric. I was a recruiter. I wasn't a journeyman electrician or anything like that. But I was exposed to a lot of knowledge about solar. I'm not a tree hugger by any means. Reason why I got my solar is
cactus.
Huh?
I said cactus. You live in Vegas.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, the reason why I got solar is the day we moved in, I was extremely tired because we're almost done. And the guy came, I let the guy in the damn door, and I regret to this day. But whatever, they're up there now. They are bringing down my summer bill every month. And quite frankly, I look at them, like you said, it's a $20,000, $30,000, whatever investment, like the guy up in the Bay Area. He said his was 30. Mine was more closer to like 23.
I thought years ago it was free, but I guess I was dead wrong on that. But at one time I thought it was free.
And like I said earlier in this call, that yes, you can get tax incentives, you can get rebates, you can also get some of your payments made if you're in programs such as me, being a veteran. My first year was supposed to be paid as a veteran. My salesman kind of, excuse my English, screwed me over because, one or two payments were made and then that disappeared. And then I started calling and I found out that salesman was a third party.
Yeah.
He was not their employee. He was a contractor with them to get jobs. So, yeah, they got their, but on the average, most panels, yes, everything degrades. He's right on that. But they last 20 to 25 years before you have to replace them. And on this trip getting that trailer, I saw 2 cyber trucks in the course of going to Cottonwood, Arizona, and coming back with my trailer.
Across from DNB at Sahara and Eastern, I seen on the news they got a parking lot right there in the old Kmart building that burned down where they're storing cyber trucks. There's, I guess, a whole lot of them. And they're mainly cars, but they got a few cyber trucks I've seen on the news.
They're ugly as sin. Okay, now here's another thing since we're on this topic. I forget the name of the company, but it's a company that builds the Amazon, those gray vans, and some of them are electrical. Did anybody see that little story where a bunch of them caught on fire?
I seen it on YouTube, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah. And then they were trying to put sea-land containers around it to hide it from the public view. So somebody, I guess, came across some news. And it was a bunch of them. There was like 25 vehicles. And most of them was those Amazon vans, but it was the electrical ones, or electric driven.
Scott, you're mechanically inclined, right? Rebuilding engines and such?
Yeah, I spend too much money on them and don't ever get the results I want. But
you hear what I said happened to my truck yesterday?
No.
I went to McDonald's for my wife, and I'm stuck in the drive-thru for almost a half hour. And I got my air on high, and I'm thinking, if I do this too long, I'm going to overheat my truck. Because last year I left her in a parking lot while I was in doing paperwork at a credit union with air on high, and I ended up blowing my radiator, which has plastic tanks, etc. Well, I fixed that. It's under warranty. So I come home yesterday. I back into my driveway, and as soon as I back in, I see antifreeze everywhere. It's like, oh, no, not again.
Oh, no.
And then I'm thinking I overheated my truck. So when it cooled down, I popped the hood, washed everything down. I filled everything up with water when it was cooled down with engine running so I could try to figure out where the leak is. I'm looking at the radiator. I don't see nothing. I look under the truck. It's like, oh, no, it's dripping back by the transmission. I'm thinking freeze plug, thinking, oh, no, that'll be hell to replace if you can even get to it without pulling the engine. Well, while I was filling the overflow bottle on the right side of the truck, I noticed my heater hose is sticking straight up in the air. I didn't notice it while I was standing there filling it. On these newer vehicles for the last probably 15, 20 years, the heater hose is a smaller hose, not like back in the 70s, where it goes over the metal pipe with a hose clamp going to the small radiator that for your heater inside your vehicle behind your glove box. They've got a stupid plastic fitting that snaps over that reduces it. That nipple broke because it's plastic.
Yep.
So if I would have been on a road trip or anybody else anywhere, you're stranded. You're broke down and you can't fix it. So luckily I was in my driveway. I called a few auto parts stores. For some reason, they don't have the parts. So I ordered them on Amazon, and they're coming today at some point so I can fix it tomorrow. And since my wife's car, I went off to start her car. It's a Mercedes 2003, fuel injected.
Now, I caught that part where the wife's car wouldn't start.
Yeah,
so that's right where I turned on at. So,
all right. Yeah, it has less than a quarter tank. The lights on, but it wouldn't fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix the part. I'll fill the truck up with water. Go down and get 5 gallons of gas. I'll buy the antifreeze. When I get home, I'll pull the plug on the radiator, drain it, then add my antifreeze and fill it back up. So
yeah, that's part of the problem with these new modern vehicles is they've gone to so many plastic parts in there, and for the most part, I mean they're good, but something like that where it's subjected to 180 to 240, 250 degree temperature cycling all the time. I don't know what kind of plastic they used. I'm sure it was injection molded and blah, blah, blah. But, maybe just too many heat cycles and too much, when you were driving home and you let off the accelerator and put it into reverse to back in, the pressure build up from the engine slowing down, speeding back up. Who knows what the hell caused it to blow? But, I like my 74 Ford. It doesn't have a overflow tank or anything like that. So you're always having to add antifreeze to it, because as it heats up, it blows it out the overflow, and then it, as it cools down, it sucks air back in there. But I can't tell you how many times I'll roll up here in the driveway and forget, back it into the damn shop, shut it off, close the door, and as I'm walking out to head up to the house, I hear it go. And I look over there and it's just spewing antifreeze onto the concrete.
I don't like a sealed system with an overflow bottle. I like the old style had a radiator cap, and you could actually pop it, loosen the pressure, take a rag, take it off, and fill it right there. Now you got to go through the bottle and wait till it's hot enough to open the thermostat so it can take it in the engine so you can add more. I don't like that. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. I got an overflow tank for my 74. I've just never put it on there. But that's, again, I mean, the modern day and age, 99.9% of the time, those things work and never fail. But that one may have had a small void when it was in the injection molding machine, and after so many heat cycles, it finally just caused it to give way.
I've complained for years that whenever something breaks down, no matter what it is, it's because it was plastic. Everything is plastic nowadays. It's always because of plastic something failed.
Okay,
so my 74, the only tools you needed to have with you were a screwdriver and a matchbook.
Yeah, for your points.
A screwdriver to adjust your points and a matchbook to file the points.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, if it had gas, you could make spark and you were going somewhere.
Fingernail file.
A matchbook was easier. Most everybody smoked back then, and every business you went into had the little matchbook sitting there, and the little emery file on the matchbook to strike your matches. You did a really good job of polishing the points, and it was also the right thickness to set the gap.
Yeah.
You forgot a hammer. I think a hammer would have come in handy.
I do remember. Yeah, my first car had points. My 69 Roadrunner had points with my Mallory ignition and my Iskandarian racing cam, and my Doug Thorley headers, and my Edinburgh manifold. Do I need to go further?
People nowadays would, if they had a car with a set of points in them that failed, they wouldn't even know where to start to try to file the points and adjust them again. So,
and they got all these young kids working at the auto parts store. I had to go in there tomorrow when I pick up some antifreeze and ask him where the blinker fluid is and see if he goes and looks.
How original.
The problem with most of these auto parts stores, if they can't look it up on the computer via a make and model number and all that, they're of no help to you.
Yeah.
Try to go in and get a belt for a custom built engine that. Well, what year and make is your truck? Well, it's a 74 Ford. What engine? Well, it started life as a 360, but it's a 442 stroker now.
Yeah.
But none of the belts that came on that original engine will fit the engine. Luckily I'm know enough about it that I know how to read belt numbers, and most all of your belt numbers give you the dimensions of the belt. Anyway, I'm very lucky that I have an AutoZone right, literally 2 blocks from me right here.
Yeah.
And the manager there, when I walk in there and need stuff, she don't even ask. I just go around the little counter and I head down the aisle and I find what I need and I take it up there to the counter. Most of the time I already know what I want, unless it's a specific part, and then I give them the part number so they can go get it. But like belts and hoses and shit like that, I just go get my own stuff off the shelf and take it up to the counter.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to do a raid. I've been streaming for 3 hours, 33 minutes. I didn't sleep all night. I've been up 24 hours. And I'm not that tired. My eyes are tired. I'm talking funny, but anyway. So it's been a great stream. I appreciate everybody coming on. It's been awesome.
You see what I'm doing?
What's that?
You see what I'm doing?
Violin. Yeah, I know. You're going. Yeah, I go through it nightly. Sometimes I sleep. Sometimes I don't. Anyway, everybody that's watching on Twitch, I'm going to raid out the Maker Deck. I would like to thank you very much for coming. And in the future, we're going to continue using the Wheel of Names. And I think it's a better way to do giveaways. I think it's more fair that way, and you can go round and round with it. Yeah. And it's not the same people winning all the time. But we're going to start the raid.
And you know exactly how to do it now, too.
So Twitch, everybody on Twitch, have a great day raiding right now. And everybody watch on YouTube, thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Check out my channel. Check me out over on TikTok. I'd really appreciate it. I'm posting there daily, and I'm doing shorts daily on YouTube now. Everybody have an awesome day, and everybody on screen here. Thank you. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Take care, guys.
You too. Have fun. Stay crazy.
Later.